Are you ready, Tiz?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
to be back. Name's Bill Cipher.
Hello, everyone. Hope you all are having a fun time. Whoever's waiting in our audience right now.
Yes. So just kick back, relax, and
We're about to start in just a couple of seconds.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and go live here, shall we? Wait, where's the screen? There we go. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to an all-new episode of the Anination podcast. Nate's here, Amit's here. It's another week of amazing animation news to share with you guys.
What is up, Animation World? How y'all doing? I hope y'all are having a good time, all in good fun, and especially as fall's approaching us.
Well, technically, fall already hits, right? Is this December supposed to be the season of fall? Because I'm seeing all the pumpkin spice stuff now and costumes in the stores.
Well, mid-September, according to the calendar, fall does technically hit mid-September.
Yes, and as we're recording today, by the way, it is 9/11. I want to give a shout out to all those who were, it's obviously a huge thing that happened over 9/11 back then.
Yes, it was a tragedy. It was a tragedy.
A huge tragedy overall, but we still have to celebrate those who were the heroes there. During that time.
Yes, may they all rest in peace.
All right, but yes, besides that, that's the only one thing I want to do is to give a shout out, just because today is a something that we have to remember.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. So yes, So yeah, it's been a week. Amit, how have you been recently?
I've been doing very good. Things are going very well at work. That's one thing. Second off, so what happened was that the past Saturday, I went to Great America with my girlfriend to celebrate our 6-month anniversary.
So what's Great America?
Great America is a local amusement theme park.
Nice.
Think of it as our Disneyland, but not really. With fun rides and
So it's like I would say a carnival to say it, because they have a lot of cool roller coasters and stuff. I've been to Great America for it has been over 10 years.
Yes.
So I know there's some rides have changed and things have gone stuff here and there, but you haven't been there for over 10 years by now.
I haven't been there for over 10 years, and I finally got to ride some of my favorites. We rode Grizzly, we rode Gold Striker.
Okay.
And we also rode Sally's Love Buggies, and we also checked out the Mass Effect 4D ride.
Okay, yeah. I know that used to be the SpongeBob 4D ride. Remember?
It used to be the 4D ride, yeah. There used to be SpongeBob, I remember. And then before that, I believe it was, 007.
Was it 007? I thought it was just a random, space ride.
No, as far as I can remember, it might have been either Space or 007, but then again, I was just a kid, so.
I think I remember it was the space ride, because I just remember our seats just rocking back and forth and stuff. Yeah, that's the only fun part about that theater, because it's supposed to be a 4D experience, and, I just remember watching the SpongeBob ride over at that theater that you had there, and yes. I just remember our seats just rocking back and forth, rolling all over the place.
Oh yeah. I never forget that SpongeBob 4D ride. It was my go-to.
It was a classic, and it kind of sucks that we don't have it anymore. Now we have Mass Effect. Is it how is that though? Is it the same experience? Because I know Mass Effect's a video game, but
yeah.
It's different, right? Because you're in outer space. Does the seats make you rock roller coaster and stuff?
Oh yeah, the seats do still make us move around, rock, and all that stuff.
Nice.
And then there are some effects here and there. So yeah, it felt like going to a space adventure.
Did you ever go to the carnival? The carnival games. Did you ever try out those carnival games they have over there?
I haven't tried out the carnival games, to be honest, because the carnival games were a bit expensive.
Really?
For me.
So how much is it now for a carnival game over there?
So last time I checked, I'll give you an example. There was this one basketball stand that cost $7.
$7.
Yeah.
I remember before it used to be 3 for $5, 3 shots for $5.
Inflation.
Yeah,
man.
I know. And I saw a picture, by the way, of those basketballs that they were serving. They were just mostly local basketball teams. So you can get a Warriors basketball or a 49ers basketball or Giants basketball.
It's the same old basketballs.
Yeah, so that's not really entertaining as much. I mean, yeah, granted, those are the fun stuff, but then of course they have the rides too. I just remember back in Great America when it used to be Paramount's Great America that they had so many Paramount featured stuff there.
Yeah.
The Nickelodeon Central area where they had the rides for Nickelodeon over there.
And I remember they had Kidsville. Remember Kidsville back in Great America?
No, I haven't actually.
No,
what is that one?
Kidsville is basically a Warner Brothers themed land area. Like they advertised Scooby-Doo, Flintstones, and all
Oh,
that.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, did they really do that?
They did back when I was a little kid. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was, I think, when it was just another Great America, not Paramount's Great America, right?
I think that I can't remember from which era, but I do remember specifically, Kidsville was a Great America, but I was just a little kid.
Yeah, I think that was actually after Paramount actually took out Great America.
Yeah. I never forget the Paramount though. Paramount's Great America was when Great America was truly great.
Well, either way, like Cedar Fair used to not be a Cedar Fair park. That's what Great America is now. They used to be Paramount parks before, and I thought that was, again, pretty awesome. Just the fact that you could see Nickelodeon stuff over there.
Yeah, they even had their own Slime Time show over there too.
Yeah, I remember that. I couldn't be able to do that. I remember going there when I was in 6th grade, and we never really rode that. We just ended up going to the basketball thing, rode the rides, and ate some food. That's it.
I remember getting one of those shows, getting slime myself. It was a good experience.
You actually did? Get
Yes.
slimed yourself?
I got slimed myself.
Did you actually like have it play a quiz show or something in order for you to get slimed?
Yeah, I actually do remember playing this game show, and then there was this one question in which they asked me, what is Plankton's first name? To which I answered Sheldon.
And you got it right?
Yeah, because I was a major SpongeBob fan, so yeah.
Was it like a competition between other people, or?
It was actually a competition between two teams.
Two teams, okay.
Yeah.
So you and like a couple other kids were...
No, it was pretty much this. There were actually two, groups of, kids, and they were split into two teams. Team Cosmo and Team Wanda. I was Team Wanda.
So you're like Wanda. Okay. Wait. Did they randomize you, or did they?
No, they randomized us.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, you would like to go for Cosmo, or do you like Wanda more?
I mean, they both have their own charms and all that stuff. They both are good as this, but I would go with Wanda because I like the color pink. So
I got it. Either way, no. I mean, if anything, it's pretty awesome to see that you're back in Great America. Did you ever ride the other rides, like the carousel or like the centrifuge?
We rode the bumper cars. The bumper cars
yeah, I like those. Those are cool too. The bumper cars.
The bumper cars were really legit.
Yeah. Did you guys do the whole thing where you went from one side of the park to the other side? It's one of those overhead gondolas.
No. We actually walked from one side to the other. It was a fun walk. And also another thing too, Psycho Mouse. We also did Psycho Mouse.
Okay, that one is just one ride that just goes all around. That's not really a big thrill ride or anything.
It's one of those rides that's like zigzag.
Yeah, that's it. That's not much. Did you guys do the rapids too?
We didn't do rapids.
Aw, you don't want to get wet. Aw.
Another thing too is that like the lines were really long when we went, so we had a limited amount of rides that we did.
I see. Well, nonetheless, I mean, looks like you had a fun time in Great America. This is great.
Yeah, it was our way of spending our 6-month anniversary. So,
oh, that's cute.
So I wanted to do something special for us. So yeah,
nice. That's really cute.
We had a fun time.
Cool. And then on Sunday, he went over to my place, and we ended up watching some good football. NFL's back, baby.
Yes.
How do you feel about football coming back, man?
Football.
Yeah. All right, John
Let's
Madden.
go, baby.
Rest in peace, John Madden. But John Madden.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. NFL regular season. It's come back again. But when you look at the results of the NFL games, it's anything but fun.
Yeah, his Sunday was definitely bad. My Sunday was all right. My football team won on Monday, though, to be fair. But then everything else on Sunday was actually fitting perfectly. Chargers won over the Raiders, so there's that. By the way, me and Omid, we still do the pick'em every year with a couple of other guys that are also in our pick'em. And I was able to pass because I picked the Bills and they won over the Cardinals. Omid picked the Bengals and they lost over the Patriots.
That's you're supposed to.
Hey! You underestimate my other team, bro.
Like, remember how the Patriots sucked last season?
I was suffering because I wanted them to, at least be better than what happened years before.
Like seriously, how is it that the Patriots, like when you look at them, it's like wow, they've improved real fast.
Yeah, without Belichick, how surprising is that?
Yeah, it's just not a good.
Yeah. So don't tell me you're gonna pick against the Patriots next week, are you?
No, because I learned my lesson.
Yeah, you learned your lesson. Don't get 2 strikes in a row, or else you're on the chopping block.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
You don't want to go back to that again.
I mean, there is one team that I'm picking against, but I won't reveal to you because strategic reasons.
I'm doing the same thing. I'm not picking anything right now. I'm not gonna tell you our picks until they get revealed later in that group. So
it's a secret.
I know. But yes, football's back. Actually, all of football's back. Saturday, college football. Sunday, NFL. Monday night football. Thursday night football.
Yes.
So it's fun. And also, NFL Slime Time is also happening on Nickelodeon. So if you check out NFL Slime Time, it's on every Wednesday to see Nate Burleson and Young Dylan doing the hosting. There may be some changes when it comes to the MVP award because remember, Big Nate is not part of Nickelodeon anymore.
Yes, and it really is sad to see him suffer bad fate, like the show itself.
Yeah, the show itself has suffered through a bad fate. So what I'm hearing right now is that I don't know who's doing it. Maybe somebody in the audience might actually tell us who's doing the NFL Slime Time MVP award now. Is it Lincoln Loud again, or is it Dora the Explorer?
Yeah, I'd rather it be Lincoln.
I would love him back.
Yes.
But if it's not Lincoln, then oh crap! Wait, Dora knows football.
Yeah, it's like football. Can you say football?
Oh my god, that's a stupid joke.
Oh god,
I hear about that. Like there's somebody who actually does say that. I don't know. It's like some sort of meme I heard.
and then you
from
see
back
like
then.
the footballs in inanimate object going, "I'm the football. I'm
Oh,
the
no.
football."
Like
I'm
the map in the
football, I'm
backpack.
football."
No.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
I love Dora the Explorer though. To be fair, like it's great, but I don't think she's a perfect host for MVP when it comes to the MVP award. It's football stuff.
No, see, Lincoln is more fitting because not only has he experienced playing football himself, watch RuhisuArt, but he also has a, jockette sister, Lynn Loud.
Yeah,
So
I mean Lynn Loud Jr. Everyone knows. If anything, maybe she should be the one giving out the MVP.
that would be much more appropriate, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I really do hope Lincoln does come back. I haven't seen the new NFL Slime Time, but if you guys have already seen it, it's already out as we record. Let us know if Dora or Lincoln is the new MVP person.
Please do. And also Team Lincoln.
Of course, Tim Lincoln. All right. So without further ado, let's actually go ahead and go straight to the headlines and actually talk about, one person that we need to memorialize, and this guy right here, James Earl Jones. On Monday of this week, James Earl Jones has passed away at the age of 93. He's done some amazing roles from Darth Vader of Star Wars to Mufasa from The Lion King. Me to put this up in our outline because he wants to give a special tribute to him. So you can go ahead and take away.
Yes, I will say, James Earl Jones was definitely such a legend. He pulled off some of the most iconic characters ever put to film, such as the aforementioned Darth Vader and Mufasa. And what makes him special is, with his voice, he comes off, as a leader. He has that powerful, commanding voice that makes him leader material.
Anything else?
And also it's that big booming voice and as well and whether it be for good with Mufasa or even for Darth Vader, he has that leadership role.
I mean, the only thing I know from James Earl Jones, besides the fact that he's Mufasa and that he was Darth Vader, I mean, he did an amazing job being Darth Vader, being the voice of Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. But Mufasa, undoubtedly, he had that deep voice that can make him become a well-known figure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's other big roles that he's also done as well. Live action roles like Coming to America. What was it? Field of Dreams. Mm-hmm. I remember that particular role because look, MLB has pretty much incorporated the Field of Dreams game into their schedule, and it's two random teams that goes into the literal field where the Field of Dreams happen, which I thought was pretty cool.
Hence the title, Field of Dreams. Even though I haven't seen the movie, I have heard good things about it. I've heard praise about it.
Indeed, yeah. So I mean, again, a really iconic film because it is baseball, and yeah, if you watch the Field of Dreams, it's really awesome. Please check it out. But yes, James Earl Jones, besides the fact that he does cartoons, he's just a really good actor and stuff.
He really is, and he's the kind of person in which he's pretty much the kind of guy that Offset. He's an easygoing guy to get along with.
Also, he's also the voice of CNN because he does say the part, "This is CNN."
This is CNN.
So,
yes.
Are you replacing that voice too? Is CNN going to do that now?
Yeah. I will say I don't think whatever came after James Earl Jones, this is CNN. I'm just none could ever top James Earl Jones's epic voice saying this is CNN.
Also, remember the fact that Mufasa, the live action movie, is coming out. James Earl Jones is in that movie. I also saw him in the credits that he's gonna be part of it. So I would imagine he'll be like the older Mufasa, or is trying to like tell a story back for like Nala's kids or something. But yes, he is in the movie. But now that he's passed away, there is going to be some sort of memoriam that's going to be happening in the movie, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, like since he's not only in the movie, but he has also voiced the character himself, Mufasa. You could bet there's going to be a memorial for that.
I would imagine like literally in the credits, putting up like they'll put up like some production notes and stuff. But I'm pretty sure the first credit that they'll bring up is in memory of James Earl Jones.
Yes.
I don't know how they're gonna run it, because right now they're currently in post production. They're going to release the film in December. So how they're going to incorporate those credits is really up to them, but it's just literally just some mere edits in the credits that they got to do.
Yeah, they usually put it at the end of the movie, and they put it in between the end of the movie and the beginning of the credits.
So if anything, again, James Earl Jones definitely needs to be out there. I mean, he is Mufasa. He's the one who started off as Mufasa, and if you're going to have a movie about Mufasa, you got to have him in there.
Yes, it is 100% deserved, and I'm going to say this right now. Out of all of James Earl Jones's, voiceover work, my personal favorite, of course, is Mufasa, the 1994 original animated feature, of course.
Will you be watching the live action because of this now? Because to be fair, I would. Like, just to, respect his honor.
Yeah. I will say, though, after seeing, James Earl Jones passing away, it makes me almost want to see the movie now. In theaters, but if not in theaters, I'll definitely check it out on Disney Plus, mainly for the memorial.
I will still say watch it in theaters if you can.
Like I said, almost makes me want to see it. Like I was at a point where I was like, no, I'm avoiding like the play, but then after his passing, I'm just like, I'll think about it.
Either way, James Earl Jones is definitely truly a legend. He did pass in the age of 93, so maybe we should have seen it coming, but nonetheless, look, he left so much in a role when it comes to like all of us being fans of Star Wars, being fans of Disney, loving Lion King, loving like all that he's done when it comes to those contributions. And now that he's passed away, now we have to remember all the things that he's done. I mean, Darth Vader definitely is a huge one because everyone loves Darth Vader from all the movies that he was in.
Yeah, this is a moment where, it's not just a sad moment for Star Wars fans, not just a sad moment for animation fans, but sad moment for media fans in general.
Just everyone, because I know everybody grew up with Lion King, everyone grew up with Star Wars, so if anything, they definitely lost a great legend like James Earl Jones. Yeah.
And we just want to say, may he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace indeed. This is like a black mark segment here. That's why I took this. We'll be right back.
I see.
All right, yeah, absolutely heartbreaking to hear James Earl Jones, but the show must go on. All right, let's go ahead and move on to some. Wrong mouse. Let's go more on to some lighter news and actually talk about a certain trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago. While we haven't covered this yet, but we have to cover this now. Sonic Adventure 3. Oh, Sonic Adventure 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yes.
The new movie is coming out, and we have already known who is going to be in the movie, and it obviously features Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yes. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Not only is Shadow going to be in it, but he's going to be voiced by John Wick himself, Keanu Reeves.
So here's the thing. The trailer did drop, and obviously the first thing you want to see is how Shadow looks, and the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh my god, it's Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, he's the anti-Sonic. He's supposed to be the experiment that they were working on, and things of that nature. But so first like looks aside, this looks pretty awesome, and it looks kind of accurate to what Shadow was when I first saw him in like Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, and speaking of Sonic the Hedgehog Adventure 2, I just got to do like a bit of a a bit of a twist, I know, but I have to make a confession. As a gamer, I never played Sonic Adventure 2.
You have no idea who the hell Shadow is then.
I mean, all I know is that Shadow is a popular character amongst the Sonic fandom, and his design looks really cool.
Yes, because it's like a dark and red, like he's kind of a dragon, sort of like a hedgehog. I remember just playing Sonic Adventure 2 when I first had the GameCube, and I kept on playing that game for so long that Shadow has just been like a reminiscence in my head. Because like, if you're going to put a Sonic game or you're going to put a Sonic movie, then you got to at least continue on with the series. Like, I get it. You have Tails, you have Knuckles, and they were like the trio of Sonic Adventure. But then, out of nowhere, you have Sonic Adventure 2, which had more characters. You had Shadow the Hedgehog, you had Rogue the Bat, you had Amy Rose, and a couple of other characters too, but they're not showed in the trailer. So that's one thing that I need to talk about, because there's no Amy, there's no Rogue. Are we just continuing on with just Shadow in the movie?
I think that with the appearance of Amy and Rogue, I think what the movie would do, it would go one of two ways. One, it will be a surprise, legit, supporting role in the future, or it could go like the mid-credit route where it shows Amy and Rogue in the mid-credit scene.
So let's start off with the trailer first. Okay, obviously you don't know about who Shadow is, but from the first trailer that came out for Shadow, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, what's your first impressions on Shadow the Hedgehog?
My first impressions on Shadow the Hedgehog is that he looks so cool. He looks so badass, and is helped by the fact that he's voiced by Keanu Reeves. Keep in mind, I'm just saying this as as someone who's seen him in the movie, not the games. I'm taking the games out of it. Like he pretty much looks, not only does he look threatening, but he looks to have a legitimate tragic backstory.
Oh yes, he does.
like you see him, touching hands with this one little girl.
Yeah, Maria. Maria. I know Maria. Yes, I have a feeling, because like in the game, Shadow and Maria had like a bond or something, and they were like up in space doing their thing, and then like what happened out of nowhere was the fact that like Maria was gone, and then I think something happened where like Shadow had to be sent down to Earth. Maria pretty much sacrificed herself up in space because something happened in the ship. So, yes, if anything, I just saw Maria, and I'm like, yo, this is flashbacks back to Sonic Adventure 2, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, but, like, the way he moves and the way he talks, like, it's so cool, and,
if you have Keanu...
There's also this one scene where, like, they just straight up reference Akira with the bike.
You have Keanu Reeves, and, like, he's got to voice a really awesome character. And it's a good choice for, like, the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 folks, that they actually put up a really amazing celebrity like Keanu Reeves to voice Shadow.
Yeah, because when it comes to Keanu Reeves, he generally, in action movies, he does tend to, voice badass yet stoic characters,
I mean, John Wick.
Like,
yes.
John Wick, yeah. Like, like, you can see, like, he's brooding, like, he's very serious about what he does, but yet his fighting skills are awesome.
I mean, again, you have to see more about Shadow, but like, it's pretty much Sonic. Like, it's different because, like, yes, he's wearing shoes, and then the shoes like make him levitate. Again, the look of Shadow is just like kind of the look of Sonic, and like, I can't really make a difference when it comes to like both of them. They look really amazing.
Yeah, the thing why I call Shadow the anti-Sonic is that Shadow is what Sonic would have been like had he not discovered his own friends and family.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, look, Sonic went from a different world, came over to Earth. Shadow, on the other hand, is an experiment. Like, he got experimented on. He was in space with this Maria girl, and then something happened where things went wrong, and now he's sent down to Earth.
And it makes you think, like, after all he's been through, I'm gonna be honest, I understand Shadow the Hedgehog as a character. I understand why he's like this.
Yes, and that's why you see him, like, in the trailer, going crazy, like, in Japan, like, causing chaos and stuff.
Yeah, because they created the monster.
Yes, and the thing is, like, they contained him, and then, like, you saw the end of Sonic Adventure 2, or Sonic the Hedgehog 2. They contained him, and then, like, some sort of emergency happened where, in Gun, they had to, like, do something to, contain Shadow, and then... That wasn't the mid-credit scene. I remember, like, everybody freaking out about Shadow. I'm like, yo, Shadow's coming, and I'm like, holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw everyone around me, they were cheering, yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog, yeah. The first thing I thought in my mind was, oh, Shadow looks pretty cool. Shadow looks cool.
Oh my god, yeah, because you don't even, you're not familiar with him. You're not familiar with Shadow. Oh.
Yes, feel free to revoke my gamer card.
You ain't no gamer. Give me that card.
I ain't no Sega gamer. But...
I don't care. No, you don't care because, like, you at least have to grow up with Sonic. Did you at least play some Sonic games?
I played the first two Sonic games, and I also played Sonic Legend of the Rings, but none of them had Shadow.
No, because, yes, those games are different. They don't have Shadow the Hedgehog, and now I'm like, how do you like miss out? This came out like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think that I just happen to be in the minority that has played other games besides this one. However, I do see the appeal behind this game. I understand why it's one of the most popular games among not just Sonic fans, but Sega gamers.
Eventually, please play Sonic Adventure 2. Either play it on PC, play it on like a console. I'm pretty sure it's downloadable on Switch. Maybe you can check it there.
Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully, if it hasn't come out already on the Switch, I could think about downloading it, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're missing out on who Shadow is, because there's so much good stuff about Shadow. Please play at least Sonic Adventure 2, because it tells you like about the story about Shadow and all.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely keep it in mind. I'm putting on a list of, the huge gaming backlog I have, so yeah.
Yeah, so we get to see Mr. Robotnik again, but this time also with his father. How do you like the fact that you get to see Dr. Robotnik's father too?
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to point out the fact of Dr. Robotnik himself. I like the fact of, with the Sonic 3 trailer, he looks more, like, in line, like, character-wise. He looks much more similar to his video game character design. But in terms of his father, that caught me by surprise. I didn't expect that he would reunite with his father.
Please play Sonic Adventure 2. You'll understand more about his
father.
I
get it! I haven't lived! I'm an uncultured swine. I get it. There's so much more about Shadow that I have yet to know, because I've been living under a rock.
Because the thing is, when I saw the father part, I'm like, oh, we're going to be going into stuff about Sonic Adventure 2 soon.
Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of role Dr. Robotnik's father will play into the film itself.
It just shocked me too. It was just like, okay, but then again, the other thing too is that he's also played by Jim Carrey too.
Yeah, so we got multi-casting right there.
It's weird. Although, yeah, it's like, oh, your father and grandfather, and they even like act the same way because they're both Jim Carrey characters, so you expect some funny,
man.
You expect some funny stuff here and there.
Yeah, but I want Dr. Robotnik's father to play a role as more than just the old Robotnik. I want him to have his own prominent role in it.
You'll see later. You'll see later. I really hope what happens at the end of Sonic Adventure 3, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will go into 4, and we're gonna see that thing that happens in Sonic Adventure 2. Yes, I'm just not putting up stuff because this man just totally missed out on Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, I think I will say though, what I'm hoping to see in Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is, well, an Amy Rose getting a focus. You know how in the Sonic sequels, each and every Sonic character got focus. With Sonic the Hedgehog 2, it was Tails and Knuckles. The third was Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic 4, Amy Rose.
Amy Rose and Rogue the Bat. Because something tells me, if things are correlating correctly from Sonic Adventure 2, and sorry, I'm going to spoil a little bit here. It's weird because like in the movie, when I saw the trailer, Robotnik is going to help Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. But something tells me he's going to turn their back. He's going to team up with Shadow. Robotnik's going to team up with Shadow. And then you'll break Rogue the Bat. Then Rogue the Bat will come in. Amy Rose will help Sonic out. And there's your Sonic Adventure 2 heading into Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
So what you're saying is it's going to be like a surprise adaptation of Sonic the Adventure 2.
I really wanted to, because like Sonic Adventure 2 was so good. Like the story was really awesome. Yeah, I could say that's all I can say. There's a lot of stuff that's going on here.
Yeah, I can tell that Sonic the Adventure 2, it feels like an eventful game. This feels like an eventful movie. So
it definitely feels like an eventful movie for sure.
I am very confident that this will capture the spirit of the games.
How do you feel about Robotnik actually teaming up with Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails?
Yeah, now hero villain team ups aren't necessarily a new thing. We've seen it before in media, but with Sonic and Dr. Robotnik teaming up, I want to see how they handle it. It could end up being, very genuine, or it can end up being very forced. It depends on the writing.
I just feel like this is something odd because I just never expect Robotnik and Sonic to team up, because I just know that they're both enemies.
Yeah.
Like they're both rivals. Like Sonic will be the one to save the world while Robotnik continues to fail in Sonic's grasp, to say. And that's what happened in the first two movies.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that I think what your prediction might come true is that Robotnik will pretend to be on Sonic's team.
Well, the thing is, the big goal is to defeat Shadow. But
Robotnik has his own agenda. Don't forget, he's Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't look. I've seen the trailer. Both of them team up. They have like these team up stuff going on. So something tells me, yes, they're both probably going to team up to defeat Shadow, but at the end, Shadow is still alive, and Robotnik says, why don't you come with me and let's team up and let's get my grandfather's, etc. out of the way.
And thus the family reunion begins.
Yeah, by the way, it's Robotnik's grandfather. Somebody in our comments said it's
Okay, grandfather, got it.
not daddy.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the movie?
Nothing much I want to say is that what I'm expecting Sonic the Hedgehog 3 to be would be a fun, well-written, popcorn flick, just like the first two movies were.
I feel like this is going to be great. I do love both Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And the fact that like they have the amazing stars. I mean, you have the original voice of Tails be a part of the movie, which I thought was really good.
Yes.
You have Idris Elba, who does a really good job as Knuckles, and he still does a really good job as Knuckles.
He really does, yeah. Spin-off series aside, Knuckles really does. Idris Elba pulls off a really good Knuckles.
And then Shadow the Hedgehog, you have Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, if you're gonna bring Rogue back and Amy Rose soon, something tells me they're gonna be celebrities. They're gonna be voiced by celebrities eventually.
Yeah, you got Luther versus John Wick.
Now I'm kind of wondering about like the side characters too, like the humans who are also in the movie as well. I forgot their names. Sorry, it's been a while.
Yeah, I think Sonic's human friend is Tom. Tom's his name.
Yeah, them. Are they gonna bring an important role too?
I have a feeling that their roles are going to be, of course, they're going to be, they might be more supporting roles in comparison to the first two, because it's going to focus mainly on the hedgehogs themselves. But I will say they might have a prominent role in one way or another.
I don't think they're going to have much focus. I know it's just going to be mostly about Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Dr. Robotnik. Yeah,
I like the part, though, where Tom says to Sonic, and you're true inside right here in my lungs. In your heart.
That's a comedy part about it. I like Sonic being like a great comedy character himself.
Sonic is the Sonic movies excel at the comedy. For the most part, the jokes really do land.
And they have been really great when it comes to the jokes and stuff. So if anything, it's just making me laugh a lot when it comes to the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. So hopefully this one is going to really pull out all the cakes, along with the action scenes that's going to happen when they face off.
Yeah, I look forward to this, and I'm rooting for this to be successful.
Yeah. All right. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie is coming out December 20th, 2024. What's funny is that it's during the same time Mufasa also comes out.
Team Sonic! Team Sonic,
So I feel bad for Mufasa fans, or for the Lion King fans who are going to be watching Mufasa. I think Sonic is going to dominate the theaters on that weekend.
Yes, it is. I'm rooting for it to dominate, man.
For sure. All right. So, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Please check it out. It's coming out December 20th of this year.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's head over to our first impressions piece. We have a brand new show that we have to talk about for our first impressions. It came out on Disney Channel back in August. It's time for us to actually sit down and chill with the Primos. God damn it. Yeah, the Primos.
Oh, yeah, Primos.
All right. So, of course, this is our first impressions. What we're going to be talking about in our first impressions is the first two episodes of Primos, as well as just talk about the show overall. So let's actually start off first with the fact that back in 2023, I just remember back in 2023, the whole opening came out and everybody started to get angry about it. Were you one of those minorities who were saying oh, this is not going to look good because this happened, that happened?
I was under the impression that for me personally, my first impressions of Primos were, this doesn't look that appealing. I don't straight up have a hate bone for this, but I'm just saying it could have turned out better.
No, because the thing was everybody hated it because first off, you put references to this, references to that, the town doesn't sound great. One of the characters didn't do good. The name of one of the characters is bad. And even the voice actress of Tater fought back with people, and that gave a bad look to the Primos. Yeah,
I think that was the worst part, is that whole attitude with the voice actress just did not sit well with me.
Okay, so you were one of those people that said, I'm not watching this day one.
I was just you know what? If I want to watch, a show with a big family, I'll watch Loud House of Casagrandes instead of,
because it is kind of like the Loud House in Casagrandes.
it's sort of like Loud House of Casagrandes. And there are even a few characters in the show itself that gave off,
Yeah, we'll explain that later.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, I've looked through every YouTuber right now that has been talking about Primos, and they've made the mistake. They put out, like, literally back in 2023, that said, like, oh my god, this show's gonna be bad. This is gonna be a bad look for Disney, etc., etc., etc. But I do like the fact that Disney heard those comments and made those changes. So instead of Terremoto Heights, you have Hacienda Hills, which I think is a better name than Terremoto because that means earthquake. Yeah. You're calling your city in LA Earthquake City, and I'm like, yeah, earthquakes happen in LA. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's now I do like the fact of I do like the fact that the creators and also the directors, writers, like, they listened to the criticisms of Primos and improved upon it.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Lucita is now the name of the character. And then the other thing, too, is that they did try to promote Primos with so many other things. Like, I don't know if you watched this, A Place in My Head, little short that Natasha Klein and Tater did. But it talked about what Primos' story was going to be about. Like, it's about Natasha's, like, life in... So apparently she lives in the Inland Empire with 23 cousins or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're thinking that 23 cousins is a lot in a household.
It's a lot, yeah.
Well, versus 12 that Tater has.
Now, see, I like the fact that they condensed the cast. They condensed the...
I mean, they
so,
should.
yeah.
They should do that. They can't really put up, like, 12 people, like, in a household and actually make a good story out of it.
Yeah, that's like the literal definition of putting too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That's the same thing here. You're putting too many characters in one cast.
You're putting too many characters in a show. Yes.
It's too many characters to focus on. It can make the audience feel overwhelming, you know?
My other thing, too, is that I think people kind of thought that this was going to be a show about culture. And it's kind of like the Casagrandes, where, like, oh, they live in one household. There's got to be a lot of Mexican culture popping up. But I've seen episodes of Primos recently. There is no talk about Mexican culture in the show. I just feel like it was literally what Natasha Klein said, her life when she was a kid living with many cousins.
Yeah, so that's really comes down to at the end of the day. Now, I can understand at first glance, it may seem like it focuses on Mexican culture because, well, the title alone.
Yes, yes.
But the thing is that if you look at it with more of an open eye, you will come to see that it actually has a different goal in mind.
Yeah, the only thing they speak is Spanish. That's the thing. Like, if you want to talk about Mexican culture, Spanish is the only thing that gets referenced.
Yeah.
But, like, everybody else who's in Primos are, like, well, fashionistas, rock stars, a hippie, someone who loves to fart, a scientist, cheerleaders, what is it? A very cute baby. I mean, there's not really much when it comes to the Mexican culture. You don't see anything that references that. I have a feeling like that's the way the show was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be a Casagrandes clone. It was supposed to be about a little girl who lives with many cousins in the city.
Well, see, the thing is that the reason why I compare it to Casagrandes, it's not necessarily, the culture itself. They couldn't be any more different, but it's more along the lines of one girl surviving in a big family. That's how I look at it.
That's how it's supposed to be. And I think that's what Natasha was supposed to say. This was supposed to be about a kid who was supposed to live with so many cousins. And I do have to come to mind, like, it is... Well, here's the thing. I know that so many YouTubers were saying, like, was this overhated? Was it an overhated show? Did we overreact to everybody's controversy when it came to the show? And I say yes. You all, I think, overreacted way too much when it came to Primos.
Yeah, and, like keep in mind, I was one of those that said, it didn't look that good. But you know what? I gave the show a watch, and from what I've seen... Yeah, it's actually not that bad. I would say it's okay.
I say it's been good, actually, to be fair. I keep on watching more Primos episodes, but I know we're only discussing the first few episodes of Primos, but, like, it's been good so far for the show, if anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, I would say not bad. I wouldn't say not great either. It's more on the lines of
average. Like, look, it's not Owl House. It's not Owl House. It's not Amphibia. It's not Big City Greens. I mean, if anything, it's supposed to be just like Big City Greens, but this time in a suburban town.
And see, here's the thing: is that I have no problem with slice of life, comedy shows being
I
into
feel,
this Disney Channel.
but
right?
if you've been noticing, Disney TVA has just been mostly been about the slice of life stuff. You have KIF, you have Big City Greens, you have
both outstanding shows.
yes,
by the
both
way.
you have Primos and you have Hamster and Gretel, which to be fair is a clone of Phineas and Ferb with the superhero aspect.
Yeah, I think like Disney TVA, like they even confirmed themselves. They're sort of done with the big story arc, grand story arc,
And
They're
they've
focusing on
done a
side
great
shows.
job with it. I mean, like, look, if they're trying to go back into something like Kim Possible, because it feels like Hamster and Gretel's kind of like that. Like Kim Possible is like living a normal life as a spy. Same with like Hamster and Gretel living a hero life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Disney TVA is experimenting, but I know that they're just currently in a calm period right now. They also do have Stugo coming out later on in the year, and I don't know how that'll go.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Stuco to be good. I'm rooting for it to be watchable.
I think it's gonna be probably watchable, but again, we have 4 shows that is currently airing like on Disney Channel. I sorry, I said 4, but I know there's a 5th one, but that has been on hiatus for like many months now. Sorry.
Disney, what are you doing to this lovely Moon Girl?
Yeah, Moon Girl needs
We
to...
want some Moon Girl magic, damn it.
I know. I don't know what happened to Moon Girl Magic. Is it Marvel blocking her or something to be on Disney Channel right now?
Seriously, I caught up on Moon Girl Double Dinosaur for a reason.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just can't... I'm okay with what Disney Channel is doing. They have Primos, they have Hamster and Gretel, they have Big City Greens and KIF. All 4 of them are going to look great so far. So, yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Oh, another time. Yeah. That was about a reset. All right. So, yes, I think we're done with the controversy if you want to talk more about it.
Yeah, I will say is that like if some reason you're still turned off by the controversies, I would say still give it like about 1 to 2 episodes. You'd be pleasantly surprised.
All right. So yeah, let's actually head over to like how the show went. So let's actually start with the opening. Well, you're going to see the opening. You go to see the changes that already will pop up. Hacienda Hills is where they're gonna go into, not Terremoto Heights. Kukita is now Lucita. Remember?
Yes.
Don't look up Kukita, by the way. And then you get to hear like the song. How do you feel about the song for Primos?
Ay, Primos! Yeah, not only is it catchy, but it definitely gives an introduction to not just Tater herself, but they even say out loud the names of each cousin.
Yeah.
Which,
Loud House doesn't do that. Oh.
yeah, you don't hear Loud House going, there's Lincoln, Lori, Lenny, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this, though, they acknowledge the fact that they have so many cousins to focus on, and so the opening reminds you each and every time what the names are.
I mean, like, I do love the fact that, like, she keeps on, like, what was it? Tater keeps on saying the roll call. Like,
Yeah.
not the roll call again. And then, yeah, but I actually know the names now. Bud, Nacho, Lita, Terry, Tabby, Tonita,
Lot.
Scooter, Lot, Gordita.
Cha-cha.
No. Oh, crap. Nachito, Cha-Cha, and Lucita.
That's so many characters.
No, it's like it's really that great. I may have butchered the T sisters, by the way, but I mean, it's pretty catchy. I'm not gonna lie. Like when you hear the song and the beat, it's just kind of cool to hear that kind of stuff. So like you hear Tater say, "I was gonna be so cool," then you all came in and I come in like a fool again. I don't know. Again, the theme song is catchy. I love it. Like I keep on listening to it now, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my new earworm next to the Shika Noko Noko Toshata.
Yeah, move aside, dear anime opening. We got a new catchy tune.
No. I would have both on my ear. I don't care because like they both are great openings. Okay.
Oh yeah, I never forget. That dear sweet opening.
Do you actually? No, you watch the Deer anime. I'm pretty sure you love
My
it.
dear friend Okutan, I love it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Please, if you watch anime, please watch Please watch My Dear Friend Nokotan. The theme song is addicting as hell.
Oh dear, we're going off topic though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's my little like side topic there. Anyways, all right. So, first thing that comes up from the opening is the animation of the show. How do you like the whole like animation art wise when it comes to the show?
I will say that pre-production, it looked unfinished, but then again, it is pre-production. When I look at the show post-production, I could tell that they definitely vastly improved upon the animation, especially the colors.
Oh yeah, the colors look great. By the way, like I understand like it's kind of orangey, but I feel like wait, are you living in a city of smog? Because it kind of feels that way now.
Yeah, like the colors. Look at how bright they are. They're vivid, and they blend well into the sphere of the show.
I look like the animation. I do love the animation too because it does seem pretty fluid and stuff.
Very.
The other thing too is that this is also made by a person who worked on Big City Greens. So something tells me like the character designs kind of feel Big City Greens like. Do you think?
I definitely will say though is that it does sort of have a Big City Greens in terms of shape, but the only difference is that BCG they had to use like in terms of the body color, it's yellow, purple, red,
I mean,
whereas there's regular human
look,
colors.
that's the thing. Like I think like for Big City Greens, the way that they kind of like reference characters who are like different like types, they have it in color. But this time around, like I feel like this is a good way to do it, anyways, because it's supposed to be real humans. Yeah. That's how you're supposed to really look. So yeah, I don't mind when it comes to the coloring. It's just more mind of like how relatable it is to Big City Greens and Primos. And if something tells me like the story is also pretty relatable, considering that it is like characters in a city like living together, trying to like make peace and stuff.
Yeah, it's also like from what I've seen, it's pretty wholesome from what I've seen.
It has been,
especially the family themes that go into the show. Yeah, they really do hold up.
Indeed, yeah. So yeah, I mean, if anything, I love the animation. I love how the art style goes. And yeah, things are doing good so far. So yeah, let's talk about the story of the show, and let's actually talk about Tater right now. Like Tater and her family. Like, sorry, there's more stuff in the story actually. Crap, I messed up. Sorry. So let's actually talk about the characters of the show, and actually talk about Tater's family. Tater lives with his mom and dad, and also a little sister named Nellie, and alongside a baby as well. How do you like the family? Because they all have their own ambitions. Like the dad loves to be a lumberjack person, like not a lumberjack person, but like a do-it-yourself guy, and the mom is an artist herself.
Yeah, sort of similar to. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but let's talk about.
What were you saying? What are you saying?
Reminds me of a certain Casagrande we know.
Oh my god! But she's not the mom of these primos, okay?
Anyway, so I really did like Tater and her immediate family. Now, starting off with Tater herself, she does come off as very relatable. She has big summer plans. She wants to make the most of it. And now, as for Tater's immediate family, they were pretty likable. I especially love Tater's little sister Nellie.
I am so shocked about that because Nellie is taller than Tater, and I thought she was her older sister.
Yeah, and she has that dry, sarcastic wit that just makes her, very fun to watch.
I mean, I find it weird because I think like older sisters would actually act that way, like more mature and stuff, but no, she's the little sister. And I'm like, how is that possible? That Nellie's actually the younger sister and she's more mature than Tater.
And see, that's what's a breath of fresh air is that it doesn't matter what age the siblings are. What matters is like the maturity level that they have.
I'm just surprised about Nellie. Like I thought she would actually be like, well, she is kind of like a little annoyance to Tater, but I do like the whole sibling like sister relationship they have.
Yeah, like they do have the sisterly dynamic that is fun to watch. Like they do bicker, they do disagree, but at the end of the day, they're there for each other.
Yeah. And then also the baby that they have there is also pretty cute. There are episodes with the baby if you watch more of the Primos, but for the first 2 episodes, we only just get to introduce to him as just a cute little baby. That needs a diaper change.
Yeah, he's just the baby of the family.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, that was the family of Taters. But then the Primos start moving in, and we have 12 of them to discuss. So let's actually start from the oldest to the youngest in this case.
Take it away.
Okay, so Lita is supposed to be a rock star. She has that pink hair and stuff. Very Luna-like to say.
So she's the Luna out of the show. Got it.
Yes, she's definitely Luna. Don't tell me she's your favorite already.
You'd be surprised to know I haven't picked a favorite Primo yet. I do know what my favorite character is. I'll get to that later, but I don't have a favorite Primo as of now.
Okay, and as of now, but something tells me you're kind of leaning towards her, huh?
She was one of the more engaging ones. She was one of those that caught my eye the most.
I see. Interesting. Then we have Cousin Bud. And to be fair, Cousin Bud looks more of a hippie. Like, there's future episodes that you'll see where Cousin Bud actually is in his like natural habitat to say. But him loving plants and just like taking nature stuff. Like,
So he's a tree hugger.
Yes, yes, I could say he's a tree hugger. How was your first impression with Cousin Bud?
Cousin Bud didn't really stand out to me as much as the other cousins. I don't know. It's just like he didn't have much personality compared to others.
You'll see later in episodes. Okay, so Nacho, by the way, yes, he's like the big guy. He farts a lot. He's kind of like with his brother Nachito. And somebody tells me he's the Lin Jr. of the family here.
Oh, God. Yeah, something tells me that Lin Loud Jr. and Nacho are a good fit for each other.
Somebody tells me because, like, he does all the stuff that Lin Jr. does. I don't know if he does sports, though, but yeah. It just reminds me of Lin Jr. a lot for some reason.
Yeah, whether or not he does sports, well, don't tell me yet. I have to find out.
I actually haven't found out yet.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah, Nacho does have an episode, by the way, in Primos. I'm not going to discuss that till later. Mm-hmm. Then we have the T sisters. We have Terry, Tabby, and Tonita. All three of them are obviously in different age ranges. Terry is the one that's actually the oldest. The middle child is, again, they're all the same sisters, and they all grew up in the same household. Yes, they're pretty prima donnas. They remind me of Lola, definitely. Absolutely a Lola Loud. And like Lenny and Lori, they do talk. They're just like those that actually like to be on their cell phone. They like to look pretty. And they even go to, look, there's literally, okay, the spoiler ahead though, but there is literally an episode where they literally go to the mall. And I'm like, God damn it, this is a Lenny thing.
What else? Where else do they go
Do you like the T sisters?
I will say, like, along with Lita and and some others, the three were definitely the more engaging of the Primos. Like,
actually, yeah.
Like I said, not favorite Primo yet, not favorite character status yet, but you know what? Like, I'll keep an eye out for those three. Those three are
one of them is currently one of my favorites right now for the Primos. So yes, you'll see later who it'll be. She literally had an episode that was absolutely great.
Nice.
Then we can talk to Lot Lot, who's literally Lucy Loud. Come on. No, come on. She literally like goes invisible. She literally just goes to the darkness. She does some dark spells and stuff like that. I'm like, we really have a Lucy Loud here in the Primos, do we?
Like from what I could tell from the hairstyle, she looks like if Miko from Glitch Text had a younger goth sister.
Oh my God.
Like if you look at the hairstyle, it's definitely Miko.
It is, but like you totally see from the hoodie that she wears and the purple that she does. It definitely feels dark magic-y. So I'm like, God damn it! And like you saw the episode where like the doll came out, or like what was it? Sorry,
Lot's doll.
Yeah, Lot's doll with Tater.
Cursed, yeah.
And it was cursed, or like she's making it cursed with Tater.
Yeah, I will say that that episode, I definitely enjoyed that episode a lot because it gave me what I wanted, and that is I want more episodes where Tater shares the spotlight with one of the Primos.
Yeah, keep watching it. Just keep watching it.
Yes.
But yeah, are you impressed with Lot being a Lucy Loud?
I'm impressed that Lot still managed to have charm of her own. She didn't just come off as a 99-cent Lucy Loud. No, Lot managed to stand out on her own.
Yeah, I think she's like kind of more cursed than Lucy, to be fair. She also does like the dark magic and it works for somehow. Sometimes Lucy's doesn't work, so.
Yeah, and also from what I've seen, Lala does seem to be, like much creepier as well.
Yeah, especially with a creepy doll like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Then there's Scooter, which, to be fair, like in the first two episodes, we don't see much about him, but later on, we do get an episode about him.
I would say, like, Scooter is probably my least favorite, basically because of the fact of how he's the blandest of the Primos.
He's just the only thing that he does is that he's shy. Yes, that's the only thing that I got from him from the first two episodes. But again, I can't spoil.
That's what I mean. Like, he just doesn't really stand out to me as much as the other Primos. Like, he's not hateable or anything. He's just kind of forgettable.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes,
he's forgettable. Yeah,
he's forgettable. And then we also have Gordita, who is pretty much Lucy Loud. Look, she literally has a sign speaker right there in her hands.
Gordita, the best way I could describe Gordita is that from her character design, she looks like if Lisa Loud went into Hogwarts.
Okay, because of the whole scarf thing? Come on. I mean, when you first saw her, she's doing experiments, and I'm like, oh God, we have a Lisa Loud here, do we?
Yeah, but like Gordita manages to stand out as, she's one of my favorites by far because of how much fun she has doing her experiments and how she gives wisdom to Tater.
That's true. Because she does do that, especially later on in the episode. I'm trying my best not to spoil because actually whatever Omid's saying is actually gonna happen.
Yeah, somehow I think like that's kind of the thing is that whatever I wish for the show to do, I have a feeling the show's gonna give me that.
It will. But again, just watch the show. Then we also have the three younger siblings of the Primos. We have Nachito, who is, Nacho's younger brother. And Nachito's trying to look up to not Lindell Jr., to Nacho, the big brother. And I like that. It's kind of cool. Like, he's looking up to him. He wants to be like him. And the other thing, too, is that he reminds me of Carl Casagrande for some reason.
Yeah, he does give off that vibe. I mean, let's be honest. Does Nachito, scheme?
No, he doesn't scheme. He's like a wholesome little child who loves his big brother.
So he's the anti-Carl.
Then who would he reference then? I don't know who can relate to him.
I don't know. That the thing is, we don't want to spend too much time. We try to stray away from comparing this to Casagrandes and House, but we just can't help it. There are some characters that remind me of
exactly.
those.
Yeah, there's too many of them. And the other two that we're going to discuss is also related to loud characters, like Cha-Cha, for example.
Yeah.
She reminds me of Lana. I'm very sorry. Like, Lana Loud, she's an animal herself. She loves animals and stuff. But, like, Cha-Cha, she acts like an animal. And it kind of reminds me of a younger Lana.
Yeah, the thing with Cha-Cha, I never saw him as, someone who reminds me of Lana Loud. There's actually one Nickelodeon character that Cha-Cha reminds me of, and that's Darwin from the Wild Wolverines.
Because he's an animal himself.
Yeah, like Cha-Cha is a female, Darwin. Not Darwin, Donnie.
Monkey? I thought Darwin's the animal.
No, Darwin, from what I remember, Darwin's the name with the
yeah,
monkey.
Donnie, yeah, that's right.
Like, Cha-Cha's the female Donnie.
Kind of does, yeah. But I like Cha-Cha. She's adorable, and she likes to dig around and stuff.
I need to see more of her character, but I have mixed feelings about Cha-Cha, but I do hope that they grow her to be more enjoyable. Mm-hmm. There are times where she kind of got under my skin a bit, but then there were times where she was endearing.
I see. And then last but not least, we have Lucita, who is like the baby of the Primos. And come on, reminds me of Lily Loud, right? That's reminds me of Lily.
Lucita is precious. Lucita's a precious, adorable being. Yeah,
I know, and she has the fairy wings, and she's always like asking for stuff really prettily. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I get it. Like, you're trying to wow me or something.
There are times where her cuteness is even used as an effective weapon,
and it works. It works. Like, I think was that one episode where what was it? Lucita was like asking Tater about her diary or something.
Yeah, and then the rainbows come out. When that is beautiful. That's good use of animation right there,
dude. Again, you said you don't have your favorite Primo yet.
I don't have my favorite Primo yet, but however, I do have a favorite character in the series so far.
You do have a favorite character. Oh, I know who it is. Yeah, I know.
Nelly.
And nothing wrong with her. She's actually really funny. Yeah. I'm sorry, like that one episode where like she was trying to fish for socks.
Yes. Yeah, it was so funny. Like, and then there was one time where, in order to get out of doing the, get out of Tater's plans, what she does, like she tries to like blend it with the TOs, TOCon.
Yeah, I remember that.
TO convention. I'm just like,
and she was a TO. Literally just wears a mustache and she just walks around with the TOs.
Like I said, every scene with her is a show steal. Like, she pretty much carries a show for me.
I just the fact that she was like acting like a pirate while she was trying to fight for socks.
Yes. Like honestly, yeah, she's the one that stands out to me the most. But
I feel.
what is your favorite character?
Again, the T sisters, definitely the T sisters. I'd like Tonita a lot actually after one episode I saw, so that's my favorite currently. Okay. But again, you'll see more Primos come up later, but eventually you'll have a favorite Primos soon.
Yeah, the thing about favorite characters is that they're not exactly set in stone. Like, there's going to be an episode later on where our favorites could change. It's happened to me a few times. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for those who are watching on our stream, I'll leave it on in the comments. What are your favorite Primos that you like so far?
Yes, please do.
All right, let's talk about the story of the show, because there are like 3 stories that happen in Primos. First off, Tater living with the Primos. Obviously, it's kind of chaotic for Tater, but how do you like the adventure of Tater trying to like live with the Primos and bond with the Primos? Yeah,
the first thing I thought of Tater is that honestly, I do feel for her because, well, she does need her space. Everyone does need their own space, especially during summertime. They want to plan things out, and when you have this many amount of cousins, it can get overwhelming.
Yeah, I don't know how Tater can deal with the whole Primos and stuff, but No, like from the first episode, you get to see her like get chaotic. For example, like what is it? She wanted some quiet space, but she can't. So that's why she's like huddled herself up in a blanket to do not disturb.
Yeah.
If you remember that scene. She wants some alone time, but she can't have alone time anymore because of the Primos.
I know. Yeah, it's just like from that point on, I'm just like I'm kind of rooting for Taylor to get her quiet time because everyone needs their quiet time.
Indeed, yeah, and I understand like why Tater is like having some issues right now because it was supposed to be the summer of her. Instead, it turns out to be the summer of Primos. There's so much Primos that she has to handle that her life goal needs to be pushed back a little bit.
If I had that many relatives in my household, I'd feel overwhelmed too.
So yes, that was one story about Tater trying to live with the Primos, and yes, so far from what I was seeing, she's having a tough time with it. There's also the story about Tater having her life, getting her future life going. Like if you were like that old, like I think it was like 9 years old, 10 years old, but do you have that kind of thing that Tater does? Yeah.
Like as a younger sibling myself, and as someone who doesn't have that many cousins, like visiting, I've never been in the situation where Tater has, but there are times where like I've had relatives come to visit and I have to entertain them. So yeah.
No, my thing is like, do you have a vision board? Do you have like what Tater's doing for this summer, where she wants to have a vision of like what she wants to see herself in the future?
I actually don't, because to be honest, I'm not that creative. Like I never thought about, when I grow up, I'm going to be this, I want to be that. As a kid, I wanted to be an actor, but well, it didn't really go anywhere for me in the future. But that's really about it.
You tried to. I mean, you had classes that had acting classes.
I did.
I never had that before. But usually when I was a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid, I was just, doing my own thing, like playing video games, like going out, watching movies, etc., that kind of thing. I just never expect to actually see something like what Tater's doing, having a vision board, seeing the future for herself.
Yeah.
And to be fair, that actually is a big thing about this story, because that is how it starts. Like, Tater wants to find her true self, but with the Primos around, it gets distracting that she can't really find her future. But that's one thing that is in the story, that she needs to find that future, especially if this is the summer of her.
Yeah, and to be honest, the Primos could help her out with the vision by giving her advice, inspiring her to take on new tasks that they would. That sort of thing.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes in the future episodes of the Primos. Last but not least, how do you like the fact that this story relates to the creator's real life? I
do like the fact. Now, judging by the fact of how this is based on the creator's own real life, in which she had many cousins, many relatives visiting her, the same way Tater did. I'm just like, by that factor alone, I'm rooting for this to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing is that, again, we were all overlooking the fact that this is only a story about the creator and her life, living in the Inland Empire with many cousins, that we totally overshadowed it compared to what we saw in the real show. Yeah. So like the real show is absolutely different than what we thought about when we first saw the first glimpse of it back in 2023.
Yeah, and like even when I wasn't on board with this, I still there was a part of me that wanted to see it because of it's based on Natasha's life. So yeah.
Well, I was just curious, like how I first ever like touched Primos was just randomly over at Disney Channel, and I first saw the few episodes over at Disney Plus, and I'm like, this ain't bad.
Yeah.
You saw me in the plane watching Primos, so
I saw you in the plane watching Primos, and I was just like, I'm not there yet.
I know you're not there yet, but were you like interested in like watching it now after I saw it?
I was semi-curious. I wasn't there up to a point where I immediately want to watch it, but I was just like, oh, okay, the animation looks decent at least.
Mm-hmm. And then now you're watching Primos now, so
now I'm on board with Primos.
All right, so let's talk about the first two episodes of Primos. Overall, the first episode of Primos was just Tater. We're getting introduced to Tater and her family as well as the Primos. Then the second episode was where the Primos actually came into the house, and this is where Tater like tried to lock herself into her room and not have the Primos come into their room and stuff.
Yes.
So, what are your overall thoughts on those first two episodes of Primos?
The first two episodes did quite an adequate job of introducing what Tater is like, her relationship with her immediate family, and then the later on you see Tater's interactions with her extended family. So I do like how like the more we get into this episode, the first episode at least, the bigger the family we see.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is like we get introduced to each primo, and then literally right at the end of the episode, end of the first episode, we just get a group photo.
Yeah.
And you get to see Tater go, but
This is supposed to be the summer of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And that's the end of the episode. And then immediately the second episode pops up where it's just all about the Primos. And of course, Tater's like, journal entry this. I have had a lot of Primos. I don't think I could be able to survive the summer. And then this whole thing about like having the Primos be the roommates obviously is a big issue. So you see Tater just like go through every primo just to sign like some sort of like contract for them to say, hey, you can't bring this, you can't bring that to the room. And of course they all disagreed.
Yeah, this definitely like the best way I could describe episode 1 is that this definitely feels like a part 1 and part 2 because of how they correlate with each other.
Yeah. And I love how they try to make a resolution after it all. Like, for example, like I get it, like the primos are just taking over like Tater and Nellie's room. And in the end, like they, if anything, like they want to live over in that room, but they will at least respect people's like personal stuff. So like the diary of Tater's, like they didn't destroy it, they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, Tater thought that they would, but they at least have the decency and respect to, avoid looking at her diary. Yeah.
And then they also did have the faint of heart when they actually played that like Dungeons and Dragons little mix game.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a Dungeons and Dragons game, but a different theme.
No, I understand. It's a different theme because you can't obviously copyright D&D into that game, into the show. But it was because of a game that made them like like each other, and then they started playing the game all together, and yeah, that turned out to be the way to resolve everything.
Yeah, nothing brings family together like a good old board game.
And no doubt, I mean, I think that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah, honestly, there were parts of the episode that got too obnoxious for me, but then the ending turns out to be, heartwarming.
I just feel like every ending has been heartwarming. I mean, if you go to the next episode where we talked about, the doll was one thing, where was it, Lot and Tater started to bond.
Yeah, that actually is my favorite because it gave me something that I've been asking the show to do, and it's give more episodes where Tater forms a strong bond with one primo,
and it works out with that one primo, and it currently is Lot right now.
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, like I think these are the best kinds of episodes because with these kinds of episodes, the primos they have their own character. They feel like their own character rather than an ensemble.
I mean, it's kind of like what the Loud House is, to be fair.
It's what the Loud House season 1 did, where Lincoln has had episodes where he shares the spotlight with 1 or 2 Loud sisters, and they feel the sisters as a result feel like legit characters rather than an ensemble.
Yeah. So again, that one episode there what we talked about was Lot and Tater bonding, and then the other episode that also popped up during that run for the second episode was where you get to see Tater's mom struggling to handle all the primos. Yeah, and I thought that was actually really touching. The fact that like, oh, you have Nellie and Tater do all these chores, and Tater hates the chores, and then their mom is just continuing to have fun, but at the same time you could see her suffer. Because she's like, I can't handle all these primos. I'm sorry, I can't do this, that. And then she's like tearing up a bit. Yeah,
Nellie feels really stressed. Not Nellie. Like Tater's mom is really stressed, and
and it makes sense because she's handling so many people in a household.
Yeah, and but we don't see it until like the middle. Along with Tater, we thought that Tater's mom was all cool with it, but actually she isn't.
And if you haven't seen the trend, by the way, like there is the conflict stuff, and then there's a resolution. There's like that one part in the middle of the episode that starts to get like very wholesome, and then you have your resolution pop up. And I feel like these episodes are trending that way. Like there's a problem, you get to see what the issue of the problem, and then it gets resolved at the end.
I think that's how like these cartoon slice of life shows work,
and it's working out now for the primos. Like the episode where the Summer of Primos episode. This is where. This is where like Tater tried to resolve the primos like room situation by like settling down and making sure that all the primos respect their personal space to say. And then the next episode we get to see Tater make a schedule for every primo to do this and that so that the mom doesn't get too stressed.
Yeah.
which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, that's really good planning. Like she really is like she's really a good planner. The way that she forms summer plans and the way she resolves things, like having each
Also-
Primo do each task.
Yeah. Also, Nelly just being crazy with socks.
Fishing for socks, like Nelly is best. Go, I stand her.
And then last but not least, we talked about Lot with Tater, like, you know, teaming up and stuff. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. Like Lot trying to bond with Tater by scaring her a lot.
Yeah. Like she has.
Why don't we work with something together? And then they scare the Primos, and then now they're working. Now they're just like chilling together now.
Yeah, Lala has her own way of trying to bond with her cousin. I think like each cousin has her own way of trying to bond with Tater.
Yeah, and I still say that that's still pretty brilliant for them to do.
Definitely.
All right, but yeah, so those are the episodes of Primos. Let's actually talk about the overall thoughts. So after the first episodes that you've seen, Omid, what are your overall thoughts on the show?
My overall thoughts of the show, I thought that from what I've seen, I think it's okay. Like, you know, I'm not going to say it's great. I'm not going to say it's bad either. I'm going to say it ranges from okay at worst to enjoyable at best.
Well, for an overhated show, it definitely doesn't deserve the hate. I say it's actually pretty good. I've been seeing the episodes of Primos, and they're not been doing bad so far. Like, I get it. There's some characters that could be a little bit obnoxious, like Nacho, who loves to fart a lot.
Don't get me
yes,
started.
I get it. And then there's traits that just keep on relating to me with every Loud House character, like Gordita being the scientist, the T sisters being the cheerleaders. Just so many relative like characters that relate to me with the Loud House that I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'm not watching Loud House, right?
Yeah. How original.
I mean, somebody actually pointed this out. Apparently, some of the creators of some of the people who worked on Loud House actually worked on Primos too.
Yeah, and there's even some who worked on Loud House of Casagrandes that even praised it, like Miguel Puga, for example.
Yeah, you have to follow Puga Senpai. Sorry, not Puga Senpai. You have to follow Puga. See,
Miguel
if he
Puga
likes it,
praised the
if
show.
he likes it, then you should like it too.
Well, not always.
Come on,
but go ahead.
Casagrandes fans. If Puga likes it, you should like it too.
Again, I understand, you know, the first impressions, just by seeing the title, by seeing the opening. All I was saying is, give the episode 1 or 2 episodes. You can judge for yourself whether this is for you or not.
I do say like this does if anything, I've already explained it all. It has been overhated. I feel like this show is absolutely great. Who knows if we'll have a second season because of all the hate, but if it only has 1 season, I'm okay with it. It's not bad of a show. I would say like not as big of a disaster like I was gonna say Dave the Barbarian, but
Don't you dare. I'll give you a better example. I'll do you one better.
what's a worse example than Dave the Barbarian? What's like one of the Disney TVA's busts?
Pickle and Peanut.
Okay, yeah, that's a bad one too.
Don't get me started on Pickle and Peanut. Just, oh, God.
Yeah, it's just garbage, I would say. I don't know. Disney TV, like I said, Disney TVA had some really weird stuff back in the 2010s.
Yeah, but yeah, like Pickle and Peanut looked like it belonged in, you know, the bad era of Nickelodeon with Fanboy Chum Chum Breadwinners. It can be those vibes.
It's not a dud like that. Primos is actually like as wholesome. Maybe like in the I wouldn't say same level as Big City Greens, but maybe in the level of like Ghost and Molly McGee. Maybe something around there.
To me, Ghost of Molly McGee season 1 at least is still better than this, but I would say like Primos does, you know, it's an okay show that is watchable at least. I'm just glad that they made some changes because without the changes, it would have been a dud.
Indeed, yes. And if anything, they did make the effort, and look at it now. It's actually turning out to be better than expected.
Yeah, so like I said, I admire the fact that Natasha listened. Natasha and the cast and crew made some changes, and it changed, you know, for the better.
Mm-hmm. Well, nonetheless, Primos is currently out on Disney Channel, having new episodes every Saturday. You can also watch Primos episodes on Disney Plus too. But yes, Primos is currently out, and it's been fun. It's been a good show. I wouldn't say one of Disney's best, but if anything, it's a Disney show. It's good.
Oh yeah, Primos.
Oh yeah, Primos. Oh yeah,
gosh.
Primos.
That song not leave my head.
Now it's getting addicted to you. All right, last but not least, let's actually go to our main subject here. Now, sorry, we'll get the picture up right now. Where's it at? Oh my god, there we go. Now, on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, I did put up a question about bringing up your unpopular opinions on these shows: Loud House, Casagrandes, Amphibia, and The Owl House. Well, now we've listened to all your comments, and this time around, it's time to cash in.
Yes.
I want to hear what you guys talked about when it comes to these particular shows. And so, we have all these comments here in this little bucket, and we're going to be reading them off as time pertains. Who knows how big our discussions is. But again, you have put your comments down here. We're going to answer them. We're going to read them, and then we'll see if we agree or not.
Yeah. So we could say your opinions are trash. We could say, oh, we actually quite agree with this. Just, prepare to have a thick skin. You gotta have a thick skin for this.
If yours gets read, I'm very sorry, but yes.
This is not for the easily offended.
So you want me to go first and actually read one off?
Take it away.
Okay, so let's see. So somebody said for the Casagrandes, not bothered. It ran for 60 half hours. It had a good run. It didn't go on too short or too long.
I'm gonna have to say that I'm pretty satisfied with its length. I mean, I would have given it an extra season because it definitely deserved it, but I would have kept it at that.
It had a good run. I don't know about that. I mean, like, it had some really good episodes for the Casagrandes. I just feel like I don't think it should go any. I mean, like, it'd be great to have another season, like another fourth season, or if anything, something how about the ending, for example, like how it's supposed to conclude, because it didn't really conclude well. With the fact that, like, Rosa was a spy or something.
Seriously, it came out of nowhere. But thankfully, thank God Netflix released a Casagrandes movie.
Yeah, that's true. But that didn't answer the question of Rosa.
Yeah, no, I think that's what, Loud Casa does tend to do, is that it tends to, bring up, random plot points that don't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean, so 60 half hours, they had a good run. You know what? I agree with it, too. I mean, that's not a bad, like, statement to say. So, yeah, I mean...
Yeah, again, I do see your point, and I somewhat agree. I just would have given it another season, personally.
All right, do you want to read the next one? Pick up randomly. Just pick up something randomly.
All right, here we go. And moment of truth. God, this is like breaking a fortune cookie, right?
Yeah, kind of.
It's kind of like a fortune cookie. The Loud House of Casagrandes had some... The Casagrandes had some really great episodes that makes it less like a spin-off and more of a sister-connected show to the Loud House. My only gripe is that it doesn't have a great Casa Loud episode. I agree with the first part. The first half I agree with. The second part, though...
Hey, let me read that. It doesn't have a great Casa Loud special episode.
I don't know about that because, well, have you seen the Halloween episode, first and foremost? The Halloween episode was great. Come on.
So, Great Lakes Freak Out. There was...
Great Lakes Freaks Out was great.
There was also Cursed. I mean, I don't know about Cursed, if that was actually a good one.
Cursed wasn't that great. Loudest Thanksgiving was underwhelming.
Oh, okay, so that was also a bad one, too, apparently.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying Loudest Thanksgiving could have been better.
Oh. I mean, he's saying particularly special episodes, so it has to be like the 30-minute long episodes. Great Lakes Freak Out is one of them.
Loudest Thanksgiving was also 30 minutes.
Cursed, so. Loudest Thanksgiving. What other like episodes that also featured Loud Casa 30 minutes?
Okay, well,
Relative Chaos. I don't know. That was a good one though.
What could have been the Casa Christmas episode? I'm just like, it could have been a great Casa Loud special had the Louds had a prominent role. They appeared in the last 10 seconds. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
I wouldn't call that a Casa Loud episode. It's mostly Casagrandes.
Are you kidding me? You could have made the Casa Loud Christmas special work. Are you serious? Why bring up that tease? It's just I'm still pretty miffed about this.
So you disagree with the fact that it doesn't have a great Casa special episode.
All I gotta say is Great Lakes Freak Out would like a word with you.
Great Lakes Freak Out, yes. I mean, that was actually really good. Like, yeah. I wouldn't say like stellar. It would say like probably like what 8 out of 10 of the special.
What this person said before the Casa Loud special part, I absolutely agree with. Like,
so the Casagrandes has some really great episodes that make it less than a spin-off. Well, I mean,
I 100% agree with that.
I mean, I get it. It is a spin-off show, but if anything, it did better than any other spin-off show that you know. Like, for example, Cleveland Show, or like, I don't know any other spin-off shows that are out there.
Planet Sheen. It blows Planet Sheen out of the water.
Why would you bring up that show? Ew.
No, but like the point is that, yeah, the Casagrandes does feel like the Loud House, but it feels like a different show in itself in a sense, you know? It's similar to Loud House, but different from Loud House in a sense. That's what makes it great.
Yeah, you know what? If anything, I do disagree with the fact that there are not great Casa Loud episodes. But to be fair, like, what, 1 out of like 4 great Casa Loud episodes?
It's still at least one. We can celebrate that one.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But then you also have, again, Cursed. You have Loudest Thanksgiving. I mean,
it's better than 0. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. I mean, if anything, there is at least one great Casa Loud special. Okay. All right, next up. Again, that's all any comments here, guys. Good job on bringing them over here on our Twitter.
You helped make our channel awesome. Props to all of y'all who answered them.
So, for the Loud House, the Thanksgiving episode and Season 7 Christmas episodes are weak because it's just people arguing at a center plot. Overshadows their holidays, too.
I don't think that I think that the arguing portion of it, I gotta say, they could have done more than just the arguing. I think that they could have... The problem with those episodes is that you could have balanced those out with some of the things that, needed to be had. Like, for example, Loud's Thanksgiving, you could have had, one-on-one bonding time between each Loud and each Casagrande. And that's for the Christmas episode. If you're referring to, it was Twas the Fly Before Christmas, right? Was it Twas the Fly Before Christmas?
Yeah. That was the
okay.
Season 7
Twas the Fly Before Christmas, it missed an opportunity to fully flesh out and develop the Loud cousins.
Yeah, because I think he's kind of actually on point here. Like, they do overshadow the holidays part because most of the stuff has been mostly conflict. The Thanksgiving episode was conflict because it was Louds and Casagrandes trying to figure out what's the best Thanksgiving spot. And then for the Christmas episode, it was mostly the two brothers fighting, like Lynn Sr. and Lynn Sr.'s brother.
Not to mention, don't get me started on how the middle part of the episode finds a forced way to get the brothers to fight against. It's like, why couldn't you just end it all together?
You had it ended literally like before the middle of the episode, but then you brought it back up again because of
why?
Is it the stolen spatula or something?
Broken spatula. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, Twas the Fight Before Christmas, I did love at first, but then the more I think about it, the more I realize, wow, it's actually kind of a flawed episode.
Yes, because it was mostly a lot of fighting. And you're right. I mean, if anything, they are correct on this. I think they're right. I do agree with the person's unpopular opinion here.
Yeah, it is no 11 Louds to leave. I'll tell you that. And I'm gonna say this right now. This is the one that is the best by far because one I agree with too.
You agree with? Okay. Because I know everybody else is probably not agreeing with it as well. But I know. But the thing is, Twas the Fight Before Christmas ended up being the best episode of our tournament. So everybody was voting the heck out of it. And I'm like, are you sure about this, guys?
It's just a fact of how usually Loud House holiday specials, particularly Christmas ones, do tend to get the most popularity. That's sort of the thing.
That's true, and I'm like, if this is going to be a Christmas episode, it can't just be about the conflicts and stuff because that really was most of the episode. Yeah, it didn't really talk about fleshing out the cousins, for example, or fleshing out having the cousins have a fun time with the Loud siblings.
I want an episode. I want episodes that focuses on the bonding between the siblings and the cousins. The cousins deserve much better.
Indeed, yeah.
They felt like background
so I guess we agree on this one here that the Thanksgiving episode and the Season 7 episode of Christmas, so 7th season Christmas episodes are weak because of the whole conflict as a center plot.
Yeah, could have been better.
Can you? Yeah, this I think would be a good word for the Loud House crew to make something better. Not make it special, not be all about conflicts and stuff.
And if you do have conflicts, having conflicts isn't bad, but the problem is that it's imbalanced. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
Another opinion from Omid. Let's see what he says.
Okay, this is from Loud House. Season 5 was actually a really strong season. As strong as 2, way more interesting than 4 and 6 through 7. Okay, no word about 3, but whatever. Live action show is fun and does concepts. It got better as it went on. Okay, I'm just going to say right now. I'm going to say no. No.
Which one? They have 2 parts in here. They have the animated show and the live action show.
Season 5, the problem with Season 5 was that it focused too much on, Lincoln and Friends episodes. The problem was that there was an imbalance between Lincoln and Friends and, the Lincoln and Loud sisters. That was the problem with Season 5.
I don't think Season 5 was more interesting because you have 6 and 7 that actually had more sister episodes than Lincoln episodes.
Oh, 6 and 7 blew Season 5 out of the water.
Right, and you said it was a really strong season. What episodes were Season 5 again?
The episodes of Season 5, they were Schooled, they were... they were the one, Dream a Lily Dream, which I consider to be the best. There was also Camped is the best. Camped is the best one.
Yeah, and so what? Yeah, I don't understand. So it's actually really a strong season because those episodes actually came out in season 5.
Yeah, but but the thing is that the strong episodes are outweighed by the generic ones.
Yeah, okay, maybe you're right about that. But yeah, I mean, season 2 was also good. I would say season 4, I think, was kind of the weakest ones.
Season 4, it's one of the weaker ones, but it's not bad.
Yeah, but I have to say 6 and 7, they did go better just because you have more characters having their own episodes. I mean, I think Lola has her new best friend with Cricket, for example.
Yeah.
In this episode, in this season, the more of the Moon Goats having episodes in this season.
Moon Goats.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, I mean, again, I have to look back into season 6 and 7, but season 5, I don't think it was a really strong season. I think, if anything, season 7, I think were better seasons than season 5.
Yeah, no, season 5 is one of the weaker ones. I'm sorry, but I have to disagree with this one.
Okay, so, and then, of course, live action show was fun. Fun and
No, absolutely not. No.
Oh my god.
You were wrong about this in every way, shape, or form.
Got better as it went on.
No, it didn't.
It's like says unpopular opinion.
No,
so this is
no.
an unpopular opinion that he agrees upon.
I'm sorry, absolutely not. And I've seen season 1. I've seen some episodes of season 2. It did not get better. In fact, it actually got worse.
Oh god.
Especially with how Lincoln was written. He's
with
actually
Charlie
got
and a new girlfriend or something. Yeah, I know that.
Oh yeah, Lincoln actually got so much worse.
Oh god. Oh no.
Like, why am I even watching Really Loud House anymore? Like, why does this show still exist?
I don't know, but I love the idea about the whole live action characters. They do a good job when it comes to it, but then yeah, maybe the story is starting to get a little bit bland now. So yeah, I feel like this person is wrong on most of the stuff that he mentioned here. But
yeah. I'm sorry, but like on the first part about the season 5, I respectfully disagree. The Loud House live action, strongly disagree. Like, oh my gosh, what are you thinking with that?
Okay, so we both agree that we both don't agree with this opinion here. What kind of taste do you have, sir? I was just putting it out there.
Based.
All right.
Just kidding.
For the Casagrandes, Ronnie Ant's friends weren't as developed as Lincoln's. Only Sid and Laird stood out.
Let me see that.
So, okay, definitely Sid stood out. Laird, did he really stand out that much?
Ronnie Ant's friends weren't as developed as Lincoln's. Only Sid and Laird stood out. Okay, Sid, I 100% agree. As for Laird, though, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of this kid. Because Laird, to me, was sort of like stood out as like being the butt of the joke, being the butt monkey of the show.
He's supposed to be like the loser or something because he keeps on getting like egged on. He kept on like getting tripped, kept on like doing all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like he just comes across as, the haha guy. And there's not much to Laird other than that. Laird is not hateable, but he's just doesn't stand out.
But look at the other friends that Ronnie Ann has. You had Samir, you had Casey, you had Nikki, and you had Becky. So like all of them didn't have much episodes. Do you agree? I mean, Nikki didn't have much of an episode. If anything, there was Samir who had an episode.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like Nikki got robbed of having her own focused episode.
Yeah, because okay, let me look back at that because I feel like I might agree about this one because yes, Sid definitely does have a lot much focus. Laird did have some episodes about himself. I mean, there was an episode where like he took over Ronnie and Dad's house.
Yeah, and see the thing is that I enjoyed that episode, but not for Laird himself. It was more like everything else around Laird that was enjoyable.
I mean, again, Nikki, Samir, Casey, like all three of them at least should have had some episodes, but we didn't have a lot of them. All I know is that Samir had an episode, Casey didn't have one, Nikki didn't have one. But you're right. I think I might agree about this person because yes, I think only Sid and Laird actually did have episodes of the Casagrandes.
Yeah. I'm gonna see this right now. Like they did try somewhat with Laird, but then they kind of dropped the ball on him.
He also did say like they weren't as developed, so I agree upon it. Like they weren't as developed because they didn't have much focus.
Yeah, they didn't. Like they could have gotten more, but sadly the Casagrandes kind of robbed him short.
No, put some more like best friends episodes, man. If anything.
Seriously.
Yeah. Miguel, you kind of chub.
Okay, we need something other than Loud House. I love the Loud House, but we gotta have a different show.
Again, there's like so many Loud House, Amphibia, Owl House, and Casagrandes.
Yes, thank you. We got a different show finally.
What is it?
The Owl House and Amphibia.
Okay.
Okay, finally, we're mixing up a little, guys. Thank you. Can't be all Owl House all the time. Correct. Sprig telling Anne about his parents' death in Hopping Mall was a better executed scene than Luz telling Amity about Manny's death in Reaching Out.
Ooh, that's a tough take.
I don't know. I mean, they both have their own strengths. I can't really decide, which is, the better of the two. Well, I mean, okay, as a Lumity shipper, there's no way I can put the Hopping Mall scene, above the Reaching Out scene.
Dude, the Hopping Mall scene was out of surprise because, you saw, you saw how Anne was on the balcony just pretty much saying, this is for my mom, but then Anne was in full shock knowing the fact that Sprig never had a mom.
Here's the thing. On one hand, there's this mama's boy side of me that's saying Hopping Mall, but on the other hand, there's this Lumity shipping side of me that says Reaching Out, so...
I mean, the thing is that they're both out of surprise because, Amity didn't know that Luz's dad died, and also, this is something that Luz knows because... She literally has it on a calendar. So I feel like this is a yearly thing that Luz needs to deal with. The fact that her dad died on that specific day. Yeah,
I think that, and that's what makes Reaching Out the more heart-wrenching. It's just about it deals with the death of a parent.
No, but the fact that, Sprig brought it out of nowhere that he didn't have a mom and that he hugged, Anne needed to hug Spring, and then they teared up in the end.
The tears, man. The tears are the best part.
That's sad. I think that's more impactful because I felt that too. I'm like, oh my God, Sprig, I'm so sorry. You don't have a mom.
Yeah, or he doesn't know where his mom is. He doesn't even know his mom. So yeah, like I said before, they both have their own emotional strengths. They're both pretty heart-wrenching on their own. I can't really decide between the two. So.
I think he's right. I think he's right on this one. I feel like Hopping Mall definitely felt more impactful, just because it was out of surprise. I think for an audience viewers members, and also Amity's too. I think for everybody's views, they didn't know that Luz's dad died on this particular day, and that's the reason why it was a shocking moment too. But I don't know how they do it because they executed. I get it. Amity was there with Luz to help comfort her when her dad when she found out the news of what happened, and then also made that balloon for it to fly away.
Yes, symbolism. That balloon was symbolism.
Yeah, and then at the same time, I still like Sprig. I don't know. I kind of felt more sad when it came to Anne hugging Sprig and all.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that for this take, I'm gonna say semi-agree.
Semi-agree. I actually might agree on this one. Yes. So
hey, that's all fair.
Yeah, they're both great. They're both great scenes, but you're right. I think that's got something to bring up.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Makes me think. Yeah. All right. Next up, we have a Loud House one here.
Okay, we're back to Loud House.
Don't You Forget About Me was irritating.
No. Strongly disagree. It is the best season 4 episode. Yes, even more so than Perfect Game.
Really?
Even more so than Perfect Game.
I don't know about that.
Because I'll tell you why. Because I've been where Lenny is in Don't You Forget About Me. The only difference is that I don't really sabotage, my brother's, college, going to college or anything like that. But I've totally felt what Lenny's feeling. The fact that an older sibling is moving out of the house, they're no longer going to be beside them. It's just because I have an older brother who went to college himself years ago, and just a few years ago he moved to another city. So yeah, honestly, Don't You Forget About Me is something that reminds me of me and my brother. So there's this attachment.
If you mean irritating by Lenny just trying to get Lori out of college, maybe I might agree about that, but it's still so sad the fact that Lenny's gonna lose her big sister into college. I think that's the point of the episode. That's not the irritating part of the episode. What's irritating about it? It's just Lenny trying to get Lori out of college. Is that the irritating part? I don't think anything irritating, to be fair.
I don't either. I don't either. Again, she did go too far with her methods. She did go too far with the actions. I'm not going to deny that. But I'm saying I can understand why she did it.
Again, I don't think it's irritating. I love the episode, by the way, just because it features my favorite character going to college. Lori's going to college, and I'm also feel sad too.
There's that bias. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bias there, but no, I felt great. And then also the other thing too, the Ronikin stuff that was happening also in that episode.
Yes, don't forget, you got some Ronikin on the side, okay? So, Ronikin, if you're a huge Ronikin shipper especially, you should appreciate the episode for giving you that.
Oh, don't tell me that you don't like it just because the Casagrandes appeared. No.
That better not be.
I hope not, but yes, this person, I kind of disagree upon this guy. Don't You Forget About Me, I think is actually a pretty good episode.
Oh, I don't just kind of disagree. I 100% disagree.
Yeah, so, that was a very unpopular opinion that we don't like.
Seriously. And I thought the Loud House live action show Take was bad. This takes a cake. This takes a cake.
Look, I told you this is unpopular opinion, so we are going to get a little bit irritated. What do you think our cover photo had them all irritated?
You know what is irritating? Your opinion.
Yeah, that just makes it unpopular. That's already unpopular opinions that people are talking about. All right, go ahead. We have time for a couple more.
God, this is really fun. We should do this more often.
Yeah,
We're gonna do this more often.
We're gonna put more TV shows.
Yes. Loud House. Bullhoffner is a fun teacher character. Doesn't fall in the trap of a hates his job teacher or an evil teacher.
That's a Bullhoffner take. Interesting.
He did at first come across as this teacher who hates his job, grumpy and all this stuff. But there's actually one episode that actually shows he's more than that. There's actually this one episode that shows he does have, some sort of heart for the kids. And that is when, he gets trapped in like the Lincoln and the friends.
Yeah, they get trapped in the cabin. Yeah.
They get trapped in the cabin. and it shows how Mr. Bullhoffner, even though he comes off as, grumpy and pretty, snippy, it does go to show that when push comes to shove, he goes out of his way to protect those that are young, that are in danger.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes him like a good teacher. I mean, I understand like I think the one thing that comes to mind is like what happened to him when he when Lincoln went to the high school, because he turned out to be like a bust. I don't know what happened to him. Like his wife left him, and like things have been going wrong with his life. But like, there's more that we learned from Bullhoffner in the later episodes of the Loud House that tells me like he is actually not bad of a teacher.
Yeah, not bad of a character either. I would say I want to see Bullhoffner have more of these roles instead of just, the background character. Because for the most part, he does come across as the stereotypical hates his job teacher.
Like, yeah, that's the thing. That's his stereotype. But the issue is also, remember from the first episode we saw him in Schooled? Mm-hmm. Like, we all hated him because he was, like, being mean to Lincoln.
Yeah, like it was not a good first impression at all.
And now we see him with so many future episodes. Now he's just a random secondary character, but he's also a pretty funny character. I think we're starting to like him a little bit more now.
He has potential to, develop even more as a character. He's got the potential. I just hope they don't waste it.
I hope not, but again, I don't think we should really focus on Mr. Bullhoffner, because Mr. Bullhoffner is just a secondary character. Mm-hmm. I mean, focus more on Lincoln and his friends, like the Loud sisters and a bunch of other folks. But yes, Bullhoffner, if anything, I think he's better of a character compared to what we saw in the beginning. So I agree with the opinion here.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's not a bad take. Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, next up. More Loud House. All right, wow, we got so many Loud House comments, I swear. The earlier seasons, season 1 and 2, did not age well, and season 3 and 4 are the show's best seasons.
I agree with season 3. Like, first and foremost, like, the thing that I absolutely 100% agree is season 3 is the best Loud House season.
Because you had Road to Nowhere, you had...
Road to Nowhere, Play It Loud.
Really loud music, okay.
Really loud music, yes. And then, of course, this is the season in which it gives the most focus on the Loud sisters. Like, it's definitely, season 3 was definitely, like, the season to say, hey, this show's about more than just Lincoln Loud.
I think this is the bridge, because, like, I know season 1 was definitely all about Lincoln, and we didn't really care about the sisters. Like, we didn't have much about Lori, Lenny, Luna, Luann, those characters. But, like, season 2 started to get a little glimpse of it, but you're right, season 3 and 4 started the whole trend of, like, having each character have their own episodes to say. Yeah.
As for season 4, I don't think it's one of the strongest, but I do see his point.
Do you think it's better? Do you think season 4 is better than 1 and 2?
I do think it's I think it's better than seasons 1 and 2. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And it helps that season 4 had Casagrandes episodes integrated into
Thank
this
God,
as well.
yeah, because we were waiting what the Casagrandes episodes were. There they are, because
So-
they literally were making those episodes before the Casagrandes show came out.
So that's what made it stand out too. And by the way, season 3 also had one Casagrandes episode
Yeah,
as well.
if anything, like I said, they were prepping themselves up for the Casagrandes show,
Yeah.
and it turned out to work because I understand like some folks were kind of like annoyed with the fact that like, oh my God, there's so many episodes of Casagrandes. Where are the Loud House episodes? And I get it, because we want to see what's going on with the Casagrandes, knowing the fact that they have their own show, and it has been, it did look great. Like you have Friended, which had Sid and Ronnie Ann meet for the very first time, and then you had what was it? A bunch of other like Loud Casa episodes. Which, sorry, you had a bunch of Casagrandes episodes that I thought were all funny. So
Yeah.
there's that.
As for seasons 1 and 2, I heavily agree with season 1 because of how the problem with season 1 is that is how like the Loud Sisters were used as an ensemble rather than a fully fleshed out character. There were some episodes where Lincoln did share a spotlight with one Loud Sister, it gave them development, but the problem is that it was season 1 came out to me as the Lincoln Loud show.
Because it's mostly, most of the episodes that's mostly focused on Lincoln Loud. Like they didn't really focus on anything about the sisters. Maybe there's just one Luna episode, but that's it. There
For
wasn't
Bros About to
anything.
Rock, which
No, well,
really stood out
that
as
was
the best
still
season 1
that was still a
episode.
Lincoln episode, because Lincoln and Luna. Yes, I think the episode music. Sorry, the one music episode where Luna met Mick Swagger.
Make it time.
House music.
House music,
Yes. See,
House
that was a
music.
Luna episode, because Luna was the main character of that episode, not even Lincoln at all.
Yeah, and now House Music, I will say, like, not one of the strongest season 1 episodes I know, give or take. Luna's attitude just came off, a bit, rubbed me off the wrong way.
So do you agree? Like, I do agree with it. I think season 3 and 4 were better than 1 and 2.
Definitely. Blew them both out of the water.
All right. So we agree upon that one for sure.
Yeah.
All right. We have like 20 minutes left. We have more opinions to bring up. Let's see some
More
other
opinions.
people's. Yeah, this is more people's with opinions.
All right. Let me see.
What's the next one, Omid?
Oh, this is a short one.
What is this one?
The Loud House. Morag is one of my favorite villains. Now, see, now the 2021 version of me would have agreed with you, but we're in 2024, and let's just say that there is another Loud House movie that came out. And
Yes,
so,
another Loud House movie that came out this year. Yes, from No Time to Spy.
I'm sorry, dude, but your opinion aged like milk.
But here's the thing: like, if let's say, for example, No Time to Spy didn't air at all, what other villains were there to even bring up? Maybe the one girl that was supposed to wipe away Royal Woods, or maybe that one guy who was like campaigning as a manager for the mayor of the town.
Okay, I'm gonna say this right now.
Vic, that's her name. Back to his name, Vic.
Vic. Now, in terms of Vic, he came off more as the antagonist for a family to face off against. Think of him as.
But then he also he also ran a hotel that made the family miserable.
Yeah, and it's just they take it to new heights. Like the Loud House is trying to create their own Chip Whistler, their own Sideshow Bob. That's what it heavily remind me of.
Yeah, it feels like they were bringing that up, but then again, Vic doesn't really appear as much compared to Chip Whistler, for example.
Yeah, I would say I think it's best that they keep Vic in small doses.
Yeah, there are other there are other bigger villains in mind. I mean, again, the person that was wiping away the town from Save Royal Woods.
Oh God, no. I'm sorry, but she just came off as this one-dimensional, generic.
She just wants to destroy the town for her own
That's
bigger
what I mean.
town.
She plays that stereotype so painfully obvious.
Yeah.
Like there's just nothing about her that stands out other than said stereotype. Oh, and the fact that she's voiced by Jane as well. Like,
Yeah.
Like that's the only interesting part about her. How she's written is just, like I said before, she's the she's a typical, baddie that wants to, get rid of a town so that she can pretty much, have her own vision in there. Like she reminds me of Shek, the villain from that first Hey Arnold movie. Like she's a female version of that character.
I see. I don't think she's a really great villain, but Morag was. I think Morag definitely was a big villain. Like, She wanted to destroy the Louds for peace and quiet, which I think is a terrible reason. She wants to be the Duchess of Scotland.
Now, see, even back then. Now look. Morag, her motivations were very weak. Okay, I'm gonna say her motivations were weak. However, it's her voiceover work and especially her musical number that helps stand out. Like, she's so deliciously evil and she just loves it.
And then when you compare to Fifi, who appeared in No Time to Spy, I mean, she definitely is a villain, and it was a twist villain too, because she helped the Louds, and then she just became a villain like out of nowhere in that volcano. That freaking like blew my mind when I first saw the movie.
Yeah, no, see, Fifi appeared on screen and she said to Morag, "Hold my flippy." Like, she pretty much said, "Hold my flippy." Fifi showed you how it's done, making her the best one.
So you like her better, but then again, it said Morag is one of my favorite villains. So would you put Morag as one of your favorite villains?
Yeah. Now, the keyword is one of. Now, they didn't say my favorite of all time. I would have disagreed. But in terms of one of, I can respect that.
Like, I would say she is definitely a big villain. Like, compared to the other villains that we have in the Loud House, like Vic and that one person. I forgot her name. I have to watch Save Royal once again.
See, her character is so bad that even the name, you can't remember the name. She's that bad.
Yeah. Either way, I agree with you. I mean, Morag definitely is a great villain. Maybe one of my favorite villains as well.
Yeah. I could definitely see why.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what other things we've got here. All right. Okay, this is a Casagrandes one. The Chang should have gotten just as much screen time as the Casagrandes themselves, if not more.
Highly agree with that. Highly agree. Like, for so long, we've been begging for a Chang family episode, but we didn't get it until season 3. It started with a Bun Bao or something.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Yeah. See, like, I feel a feeling that, they focus on the Chang families, like, a bit too late. It was Unstoppable that started, but it was season 3, so I feel like it should, not only should have started earlier, but they should have had more Chang family episodes.
They should. I mean, they did have that one episode. What was it?
Zoomergency.
Yeah, Zoomergency was a Chang's episode because it focused on Sid.
Yeah, Zoomergency, but that was only the first. I was just like, Zoomergency and Unstoppable to me felt like they could have came out of season 1.
And then they also did focus more on the Chang. I mean, look at Becca. Becca had like an episode where she literally brought the kids to the zoo for like some sort of like teaching thing.
The problem is that Becca had a supporting role. It wasn't like a main role. Carl had a main role.
Okay, yeah, but still, like, we get to see more about Becca in that episode because we don't have anything about her until that episode, for example.
Yeah, and also I've been wanting for this for so long, but we never got it. I was wishing for a Chang family prequel episode. Like,
but they probably won't do it anymore. Thanks.
Missed opportunity. Like, we could have gotten an episode where it tells the story of like where were the Changs before they moved to Great Lake City. You could have had that.
Could have had that, but fortunately that didn't happen. I have to say this. I do agree that the Chang should have gotten more screen time. They did have a lot of screen time. I would say by more you mean more episodes. Is that what you're trying to say?
I like more focused episodes, but in terms of screen time, I would say that. They got plenty of screen time, but it's just like for the most part they were supporting roles, and I get it. The Casagrandes are the main characters. I feel like in terms of focused episodes, they could have gone more. It's
true, yeah, because I really would love to see more about the Changs, but we did have again Becca episodes, Adelaide episodes, Sid episodes. Stanley episodes? Mm-hmm. I mean, we even had a Stanley episode where he literally was racing on a bus, racing a train. I mean,
again,
that's something. 3. Yeah, I know they ran it too late. I understand that, but yeah, I think by more screen time, I think they need more screen time. They maybe had more episodes about them. If anything, they need to focus more on the friends than the Changs with more episodes.
Oh yeah, because if you thought the Changs should have gotten more screen time. Ronnie and his friends, like her other friends, got screwed even more.
Indeed, yeah. All right, we have a couple more things to bring up, Omid.
All right.
All right, what's this one?
Again, taking a break from Loud House, thank God.
Wait, what do we have on this one?
Amphibia. Season 1 is good, and season 3 is not as bad as people make it out to be, and it's a great season to end the show. Wait, people said it was bad?
Yeah, there were a lot of people who were saying that season 3 was bad.
What? Why? Okay, I get it. It's not perfect. Like, okay.
It isn't, though, because the thing is, like, there's so many missed opportunities. What happened to Sasha? What happened to Marcy? Oh, you literally just put up one episode of what happened to Marcy or what happened to Sasha. What happened to the in-between stuff? You just mostly focused on Anne and the planters in LA.
But it doesn't make season 3 as a whole bad. It makes it flawed, but that doesn't mean it's bad, okay? I get it. You know, there should have been episodes focused on...
Do you agree that there needed to be a lot of LA episodes?
I feel like there was too much focus on Anne, like in season 3 before she went to Amphibia, returned to Amphibia. Yeah, I feel like there could have been more episodes with Sasha training the frogs.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what made Sasha have the long hair? What made her such a rebellious character? And then what happened to the world? Because apparently Darcy started to roam around the world and started to destroy all of Amphibia.
Yeah, I definitely will say, though, is that, yeah, other than that, season 3 turned out to be really strong, very powerful.
I say really strong in the end. Because you're right, there are a lot of, like, flaws here and there where I kind of felt like we focused way too much on Anne, especially in those beginning episodes of season 3. Like, I mean, like, you see Anne, like, doing all of this and that. Like, I understand there is some relative to it, just because, for example, King Anne just wants to kill Anne. Like, yeah.
You know, I'm actually kind of surprised to hear you say that because you're the biggest Anne fan.
I am the biggest Anne fan, but I do feel bad for Sasha and Marcy because I love those girls too. It's just that
Marcy is still in a coma.
Yeah, she was in a coma and then she escaped and she became Darcy literally in the same episode.
She became this.
Get that bug out of here. Get that bug out of here.
We could have had more episodes with this. You know?
I know. Well, okay, so, and then, like, season 3, like, the season 3 finale ain't bad. Like, I loved All In. That's the best episode of the show, in my case. The hardest thing felt very rushed, too, because, like, something tells me, like, oh, you became the Calamity Girls, cool. Then you fought off the planet, and then Anne died, and then Anne
became a god.
Anne became a god. I mean, I do love the hardest thing, but I felt like that was rushed, kind of been a little bit rushed. So, you might be right. Season 3... I might have to disagree about that opinion there because I feel like season 3, it doesn't feel as great as season 2 to me.
Yeah, no, season 2 definitely was the strongest of the 3 because of how it expanded upon Amphibia itself, like especially with the Newt Kingdom.
So if anything, I do agree with season 1 being good because it is character building because it builds character like who the plantars are, who the people of Hogwarts. Sorry, not Hogwarts. What's the town again?
Was it Wartwood?
Yeah, the city of Wartwood, like who the people are in the city of Wartwood. You get to see who the Toads are and where Sasha was. So I felt like that season was good, especially that reunion where you get to see Sasha and Anne like fight. Yeah. I felt like it was a good conflicting end for a season finale.
You see, season 1 served a purpose, and that purpose is to build upon the story and the characters, introduce us to the world of Amphibia. Not only that, but they wanted to make it a lighthearted comedic season before we got to the darker parts of the show.
Yeah, and the darker parts of the show happened in season 2 and 3, like end of season 2, especially that season finale. Oh my god, that was so surprising. Absolutely one of the best endings, one of the best season endings there for sure.
Yeah, not like the reason I say season 2 is the best is not only how they expand upon.
Well, it's just because you meant Darcy. I meant Marcy.
Yes, season 2 was where they introduced my favorite character of the show. Right,
yeah.
Number 1.
And to be fair, Marcy was lovable. I actually do like Marcy.
Oh yes, my Marb.
Yeah. But then like all the things were amazing there, like the road trip all the way to Utopia, and you get to see the people who rode in Utopia. You get to see like how Marcy is living, how she became such a general, and then again the journal pretty much reads it all too. Just so much good stuff about season 2 that I thought that was my favorite season. Season 1, like I said, it was not bad, but it was more of a character building season than regular season of a show. And then you're right, season 3 definitely was the weakest, I'd say, just because there was just so many things hopping around here and there that we don't really focus on. I get it, you're focusing on Anne and the planters, but you forgot there's other main characters that are also there, Sasha and Marcy. And you're kind of treating them as secondary characters than main characters now.
Yeah, and also too, the reason I consider season 2 to be the strongest is True Colors is my favorite Amphibia episode. Like you say, I say True Colors, dude.
I don't want to see the stab again.
True Colors to me stood out as the strongest episode because of how like the stuff that they showed really gruesome for a kids show.
I mean, All In makes sense. They went all in on this episode for real. Like the to resolve all the conflicts, to have that Anne becoming God and becoming Sasha, becoming like the Gohan, like the how do you say it in Dragon Ball Z? Like powerful Super Saiyan, yeah, Super Saiyan, and then you had like, oh god, just so much stuff that happened in the end.
Letter, man, the letter
that kind of like ruined what was it, King Andrews's like motivation, King Andrews's like sacrifice, and of course you had Darcy and Sasha fight, and you had that stab that Sasha had to go through, and then you also get to see the arm getting cut from Grime. I'm like, oh my god, there's just so much intensity that came for the freaking second to last episode, and I'm like, you freaking did go all in.
One quote that stood out to me: "I'm not that person anymore."
Yeah, I know, Sasha. Oh my
Best
gosh.
quote of the episode.
Yeah, Sasha, thanks for that.
That character change, that symbolizes the character change she went through in the series. We're proud of Sasha for it.
Indeed. So yes, I say this: season 3 definitely is the weakest, and I do agree with this comment.
I kind of have to say, yeah, I kind of have to say so too, because season 3 was imbalanced.
Indeed. All right, we have time for a couple of more. We have a lot of opinions.
You keep saying a couple more, dude. You keep saying a couple more.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're running out of time either way. So, but either way, I mean, this is just a lot. By the way, you guys did a really good job. Continue running them when we have another unpopular opinions episode coming up.
Yes, we thank each and every single one of you.
Remember to follow us on our socials, our Twitter and Instagram, because that's where we post our questions up. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's see this next opinion. Back to the Casagrandes. Carl was a fun part of the show. He was entertaining and brought a little edge to it.
Now Carl was, he was hit or miss. Like I would say Carl Casagrande, I definitely have to say he was an entertaining character as a supporting character. But then the problem with Casagrandes is that it has way too many Carl focused episodes. So I'm sorry, I kind of have to disagree with this. There are better characters than Carl Casagrande. I'm sorry.
Carl was a fun part of the show. I don't think so. There's a lot of other characters that were fun. Sid, for example. Sid is a fun part of the show. Carl had too many episodes focused on him that we kind of like look at his like scheming side. I get it. He's like a kid. He's a brat. He loves to scheme people. He loves money. That kind of thing. That it not make me like him though. So
not only that, there's this episode formula that takes place on a majority of Carl episodes, and it got very tiring. It's okay. Carl cooks up a scheme. Scheme goes wrong. Carl finds a way to make these right. It's been done to death. Like seriously,
it definitely is that. And like, what makes Carl like a fun part of the show? I don't know, like what makes Carl the fun part.
I think what's endearing about Carl is how like he takes pride in what he does. Like there's that prideful side of him. Takes pride in his looks. He's also passionate about being a DJ, about El Falcon.
Maybe that. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that makes it fun for him. But again, he has too many focused episodes in the show, and I feel
that's what killed Carl for me. I'm sorry, but that's what diminished. That's what really killed Carl for me.
I would say not the funnest part of the show, but yeah, I would disagree. Like semi-disagree on this one.
Yeah, I would have to say like I like Carl and all that, but God, enough of these Carl episodes. Enough.
Maybe that was a little too much. You want to pull the next one out? That's a big one right there. Holy crap.
Oh, yes. Get ready for the big one. Oh, 4 lines.
Okay.
The Loud House. Cursed had a few good moments that I like, but the story kind of fails in the second half and makes having the Louds feel kind of wasted. If there's one reason I want the Casagrandes to be revived for season 4, is for it to have at least one decent special with both families. They kind of did in the Loud House side. Like I said before, Great Lakes Freakout. But yeah. Like, Curse to me, like, really fell flat because of how the Casagrandes moved into the Louds. And, the Louds weren't that hospitable. The problem is that the Louds could have been more hospitable towards the Casagrandes, especially Lori, who, hello, Bobby is your boyfriend. So why don't you sleep in the same room as you?
Instead of having Bobby actually sleep with Lucy's room, I don't make any sense either. I feel like it's great to have that, but then again, the whole point of the episode was to get out of the town because Rosa thought they were cursed or something.
Rosa thought they were cursed, and see,
I feel like it's a dumb reason though. I feel like it's a dumb reason.
Yeah, there could have been a good opportunity to have the Louds be incorporated into this episode very well. The problem is that not only was Casagrandes moving to Louds really forced, but also the fact of how, like I said before, I felt that the Louds could have been more hospitable towards the Casagrandes.
I mean, I think this person also forgot about the other Loud Casa special that happened too. That was a very Casagrandes Christmas, but you already know about how that went.
What could have been? What could have been?
Yeah, but like the story kind of failed. The story fails, and I understand that. The story fails in the second half, especially the fact that like they had to move all the way to the Loud House just to get away from Great Lake City. I feel like, again, that was kind of dumb for them to do.
It was, and it was for superstitious reasons. Like, I know you want to bring back the Loud House Casagrandes reunion, but you gotta have a stronger reason than that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I have to agree with this person. Kind of it did fail and make the Louds feel kind of wasted. It did feel kind of wasted because they didn't really do much. Yeah. It was mostly about the Casagrandes. The Louds just have them look. They're just accommodating the Casagrandes. That was it.
Exactly. They could have played better roles there.
Indeed. So
Lori,
yeah.
Bobby's your boyfriend. Let him sleep in the same bed as you.
So you agree with that, right? Curse had a few good moments, but the story kind of failed at the second half.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it did have a few good moments. Ernesto killed it.
That's true.
Ernesto was awesome.
All right. Next up. More Loud House. Okay, cool. Let's see. Never saw Kings of the Con due to it being a massive disappointment, according to something I saw online.
Now, Kings of the Con, it had potential to be a good convention episode because we go to cons, so we can relate.
Yeah.
The problem is its execution fell flat.
It definitely did, and I actually kind of agree with the person. Actually, if you never saw Kings of the Con, don't watch the Kings of the Con. Okay, it was not that good.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, other than the fact that if you're a con goer, you want to see a con experience.
Yeah, but it's not like that. But it's not like that. I mean, I really hated Lincoln and Clyde, especially in that episode where they try to get like famous or try to become like movie stars. I'm like, do you really have to like steal a cat in order for you to become a movie star?
Exactly. Like you're stealing from a famous cat, mind you. So in a way, you could be charged.
I think for this person, I agree with you. Don't never watch Kings of the Con because it being a massive disappointment is a disappointment for sure.
Yeah, it could have turned out so much better.
All right. There are a couple of Owl House ones there, right? I'm really sure I put them all in there.
One of them fell down. So
okay, go ahead.
Amphibia. Amphibia isn't as good as the rest.
Ooh. as the Loud House, as the Owl House, and Casagrandes, is that what you're trying to point out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. I do prefer the Loud House. That's the only show I prefer
over Amphibia. No, how dare you? How dare you? Amphibia was absolutely a amazing show.
The Loud House is a show I identify myself more with. Like, it's a comfort show, go-to show. But everything else, like, Casagrandes, Owl House, yeah, like, Amphibia is better than those two.
I say I love Amphibia. I mean, you've seen me, like, post a lot about the Calamity Girls. All three girls are just amazing.
You're the biggest Amphibia fan.
It's just amazing. Like, the whole entire story of it itself. Like, I get it. Like, season 1, 2. Like, all the seasons were actually made perfectly, even though I have my flaws in season 3. But I just continue loving the pace of how the show went. And just get me glued to, like, what happened to everybody. Like, what happened to Sasha when she fell off that that tower? What happened to Marcy when she got into that coma? I mean, it just got me more glued into like what the show is gonna give us, and it never failed. Like, everything I think was just absolutely amazing for Amphibia. I don't know what this person is smoking on, but not one of the best. I don't know about that, bro.
Now, here's the thing: if you're gonna say, like, if this person had said that, I don't like Amphibia as much as the other three, I can understand, because it all comes down to personal enjoyment. But the thing is that this person said Amphibia isn't as good as the rest. So they're talking about quality. And I'm just saying, in terms of quality, Amphibia...
It's the highest quality, I would say. I mean, maybe not as good as the Owl House, but like... It's definitely one of the better quality episodes compared to like Casagrandes and Loud House. I'm gonna be honest there.
Like, Amphibia is, better than the Loud House quality-wise, but in terms of personal enjoyment, I enjoyed the Loud House more than Amphibia, but Loud House and Amphibia are the best two of the four.
I just feel like I love the mix of like serious stuff and comedy stuff. Like, there's a lot of serious and comedy mixed between both in the show of Amphibia, and I feel like I like that because, like, I would love a laugh. I don't want to be depressed all episode long.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to be depressed all episode long, go watch BoJack Horseman.
Oh, wow. Oh, the Owl House also is kind of like that too, especially season 3. I'm pretty sure all of you guys were kind of depressed at what the heck happened in season 3 of Owl House.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, season 3, episode 1, you especially feel for losing her mother.
Right? And then of course the rest of the witches too, because they all were pretty much stuck there.
If only it didn't get screwed over, if only we gotten full-fledged season 3.
Although please don't tell me you're one of those people that want to have another season of Owl House.
I mean, as much as I want to, I can understand the circumstances.
Yeah, but I do hate the reason why they did let it go.
I hate the reason too. Like, Owl House deserved
It's
better.
unfortunate.
It deserved better.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the show ended so short, but I enjoyed the ending. They at least gave us a satisfying ending, but I'm saying, like, in between season 3 and the ending, it could have been much longer. They could have given us, the longer extended version. No, I understand that too. So yes, I do disagree with this guy. Amphibia is not one of the. Sorry, it's like one of the weakest or something.
They just said Amphibia isn't as good as the rest.
Is it as good? It is absolutely a amazing show. I don't know what's up with you, but like better than Loud House and Casagrandes for sure. I mean, it's at that same level of Amphibia, but I love Amphibia for sure.
Oh, I love Amphibia too. It's definitely one of the best Disney shows all around. So I have to say, I disagree with this.
For sure.
I disagree with this.
All right. Well, it's time for one more for each of us. So let's
Yes.
go ahead and get the last opinion that we can share for tonight. Okay, this one here. Oh, I got 2. I don't want that one. You want me to read this one anyways?
Yeah.
We'll just go quickly on this one. Okay, well, for Amphibia, the finale was disappointing.
Now there were parts of the finale. There were parts of the finale that were disappointing. Like, the hardest thing was Rush in some cases. Especially with how they handled Anne. But I will say though, like the last 10 minutes are the best part of Amphibia.
I'm sorry.
The time skip part.
The time skip was absolutely wholesome. Oh my god, I just loved the 10-year time skip where we get to see like everybody grown up, especially Anne, Sasha, and Marcy all grown up and actually living their best lives.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my god, it was just wholesome. I loved it. I don't know what this guy's smoking on, but I don't think this is disappointing. I think it's absolutely one of the best episodes too. Not the best episode. I've already said it already here at the podcast. All In was the absolutely best episode, but I think it's like one of the top 5 episodes was the hardest thing. Yes, I get it. We're rushing it, but you had 30 minutes to put up something for a finale, and I think it showed really well.
Not only that, but also what I like about the ending is that it was a bittersweet kind of ending where you see the Calamity Trio. They're actually, not only are they living their best lives, they're living their own lives. They're doing their own things. They're hanging out with their own friends. What I like is that it shows how, like, the Calamity Trio, even though their friendship is still strong, you still see them doing other things. And that's what makes their friendship healthy.
I also want to bring this up because this is a Loud House opinion as well, but I think we all agree about this one. Loud House didn't have a great first impression, but it got better in the later seasons.
Yes, absolutely. Now I will say, like, before I watched The Loud House, I had no desire to watch it because, well, it's a Nick show that took place, in 2016, and I lost faith in Nickelodeon long ago. But then I checked out the first 5 episodes, and I'm just like, it's getting okay. By episode 10, like, by the time For Bros About to Rock aired, I was already a fan of it.
It's just because of Luna.
For Bros About to Rock made me a fan of Loud House and made Luna Loud my favorite character.
Okay.
And that's why I was like, okay, I'm on board with this.
Oh my god.
And the rest is history.
I mean, everything. Look at the first and second seasons. All of them are focused on Lincoln. The rest of the episodes coming from season 3 onward were the sisters, the friends, and other secondary characters. So I'd say I agree with this one because I believe it started off with just Lincoln and now it continued on with the rest of the characters. And I feel like it got a better story with the Loud House there.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what made the later seasons stand out. And that's what makes, season 3 especially stand out is how it's not the Lincoln Loud anymore. It's called the Loud House.
Yes.
And they put emphasis on loud in Loud House.
And they finally, like I said before, they finally have episodes for the other characters.
Yes.
All right. Lastly, well, threw one more over there.
One more. It's got to be a big one. It's got to be a big one.
Gotta be an Owl House one. We have not pulled out any Owl House ones yet.
Nope, another Loud House one.
Oh god. Man, you Loud House fans really love these opinions here.
The Loud House. It's just not good anymore since season 6. Highly disagree. Good sir or madam or whoever. I'm sorry, but the problem, okay, I'm seeing a lot of hate on the Loud House, like the current seasons of the Loud House. I'm just like, You don't know what you're talking about. Loud House is still really good. Loud House is still really enjoyable. There are some strong Loud House season episodes that do appear even in the later seasons.
I say season 6. I mean, ever since season 6, is that what they said?
They said since season 6, Loud House hasn't been good anymore.
Season 6 was actually still one of the best like seasons, and then you go back to season 7, and you've seen how those episodes went. There have been some good ones also in season 7 that made me like the show even more. I mean, there's some really good, impactful ones out there.
Exactly. So I strongly disagree with this. Like, I can't believe we're ending on this, but no, I strongly disagree with this.
No, that's a disappointing one. I want to see if we can find like a Owl House one or something here. Oh my god, there we go. Finally have an Owl House one. Finally.
Going from one house to the other, one house to the other.
Okay, so we have an Owl House opinion here. The second half of season 2, while enjoyable, was rather difficult for me to follow.
It's one of those episodes. It's one of those story arcs in which you have to really watch it, pay attention in order to really grasp the story of Owl House.
So it starts where they go back into Bellis's mind. I think that's...
Yeah, Bellis's mind, like a losing hunter. Mm-hmm. It's also one of my favorite episodes, by the way, but it's where, and of course, it's one of those episodes you just feel sorry for poor Hunter. Because you come to find out, like, Hunter's a clone and all that. It's just like, oh, my poor boy!
Okay, well, but here's the thing. Like, throughout all the episodes, were you able to at least, like, understand what was going on? Because it did hop around here and there. Like, it did hop to say, oh, we went to Bellis's mind. Oh, somebody captured Ida. Oh, what happened to Rain? What is Rain doing in the behind the scenes?
Yeah. I was able to follow it well for the most part, but yeah, it's one of those where the more times you watch it, the more you think about it, the more you realize how well written it is.
Yeah, and I feel like if they were able to watch it again, then they'll understand. But like, say for example, you watch it for the first time, you're kind of like, wait, why are we hopping onto Bellis's mind? Why are we hopping into Rain and what they're doing, and what he's like planning up behind the scenes? And
that's what makes it a strongly written series. Like, a good series is a series where, like, the more times you watch it, the more you think about it, the more you get it.
Yeah, I would say it. I wouldn't say it's difficult to follow. Again, you could just watch those episodes again, and then you'll understand what they were doing.
Yeah, it
did lead up to a point. For example, was it the Unity Day that they were doing? So, yeah.
And also, there's this big, Owl House season 2 finale that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, we can do this one too. Amphibia. After season 1, the show started to get amazing.
Yes, I do. We already talked about how season 2 was the best.
But But are you telling me that season 1 is not that good?
I don't think they're saying that. I think they're saying that like season 1. I think what they're saying is that season 2 was when it started to like really become amazing. Mm-hmm. Like whereas season 1 ranged from okay to good.
I think I'm 100% agree with this, just because season 1 did most of the stuff over at Workwood, having everybody just do their own thing. Yeah. But for sure, like, the story started to go along when season 2 hits, where you get to see Anne and the Planters travel, we get to see Marcy, we get to see Utopia, you get to see what Sasha's doing in the back.
Yeah.
And the whole plot about Utopia that happened in season 3. I would agree too, that they started to get amazing after season 1.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
I think I was one of those fans that kind of like was sporadic when it comes to Amphibia. I was like, okay, cool, this is just one random episode, okay, whatever. But then when I heard about those big impactful episodes, like for example when we get to see Sasha for the first time.
Oh, the reunion was just a beginning.
No,
dude.
Well, I mean, what was it? Toad, not the Toad Tax, but it's like the Toad Tower or something, where we get to see Sasha for the first time. Mm-hmm. I think that one I got focused on because it's like, oh my god, it's not Anne anymore, it's Sasha. So how is she? And then like the first impressions for Sasha when I first saw that, I'm like, oh god, she looks like to be a big meanie, and you get to see that in the reunion.
Yeah, see, like reunion was when the show's strength was starting. Mm. Whereas pre-reunion was pretty much all comedies, laugh and stuff.
Yeah.
But then when I will say though, like one of the strongest in season 1 was definitely the Sasha episode.
For sure.
For all the reasons you mentioned.
Right. We got 4 minutes left for the podcast to end. Do you want to do one more?
One more.
All right.
Because we're not ending with the last one I pulled. No, sir.
So let's see what you have.
All right, I'm going to pull this up. Please let it be a good one. Please be a good one. Please be a good one. Thank you. Loud House, season 4 onwards, the show gone better.
I think everybody else would kind of agreed about that too.
Although, I would replace season 4. The only part I disagree is replace it with season 3 onwards. Then I would 100% agree.
You didn't like season 4?
Oh, I no, I like season 4, but like season 3 was the start of it getting better as opposed to season 4. That's the whole thing.
Okay. I would agree too. I mean, like I said, the show got it a whole lot better after season 1, I would say, just because season 2, 3, 4, 5 onward continue to focus on the sisters, which I think is really impactful. Also the fact that Lincoln is also being a part of this as well. So either way, I still agree that the seasons do get a whole lot better no matter what season starts, as long as it's season 1.
So yeah, I definitely agree with this. This is a really good take, and it's definitely a perfect take for me to end this on.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. And for the rest of these little comments or these unpopular opinions you guys have, we'll have to dump it in the trash. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
We couldn't be able to read through all of it because now the time has run up. But we went through a lot of it, to be fair.
Like, this is a definition of your opinion is trash, but in a literal sense.
No, for real, though. I mean, it was actually fun to do so. We're going to do another one of these unpopular opinion polls for you guys coming up. Again, just look at our socials over at Instagram and Twitter. Look for the question that we're going to be popping up in a couple of weeks and make sure you answer them so we can get some more popular opinions for us to read.
Definitely. We appreciate your contributions. It really does help go a long way. And yeah, it was fun doing this.
For sure. All right. Anything else you want to bring up before we end the episode?
Yes, I just want to say that this is definitely the most fun I've had doing this because it was fun to read other people's opinions. You know, it's sort of like a game in a sense where, you know, we pretty much pop up, you know, opinions, give our perspective of things. Yeah, I want to do more of this.
Yeah, it's definitely down. I mean, to be fair, I've seen this in podcasts before, so I'm like, why don't we do this with some TV shows that everyone love, you know?
Absolutely.
All right, well, if that's it for the episode, well, I think that's it for the episode.
That is it for the episode.
All right, well, thank you very much for those who are watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for listening into our podcast. Make sure you follow us on our Twitter and Instagram, on our socials down at the bottom of the video here. And also make sure you also like and subscribe, like the video, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you also hit the bell button so you'll be notified when we'll be on. We always come on every Wednesday for new episodes of the Anination podcast. And we also do have videos coming along the way in our channel soon.
Yes, absolutely. We just want to say thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for this.
Yeah.
And yes, and we'll definitely catch y'all later.
All right. Well, what else did they put up? Oh, this is a good one. Chandler doesn't need to be removed from the show.
Give or take. Give or take.
I like that. I like that opinion, actually.
I could do it without Chandler. I could do it without him.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one later.
Have a good day.
That was a funny one.
Yeah.
You're my favorite deputy.